Okay. I guess there's no more storage to go. Only. Let's go do those first because they kind of have a quest before the challenges be available. Lighting challenge, new heights. During the special welcome ceremony, Amber and her juniors have prepared a brand new flying and shooting challenge, waiting for people to come and experience it. That. Oh, and there's that as well. The other. No, the other. This here. Honorary Knights, notes on mixology. The Knights of Avonius are about to open their drink stand. Herta from the logistics company is looking for help. Let's check there. So apparently I can't start this one because they're busy here. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't really make sense. Well, let's talk to people on here first. Okay, not you guys. You are not important. Get you in. Okay. Ballerina. Ah, it's been a while, Cat Savior. Ah, it's you. That's alright. I should call you Honor Knight in a setting like this. How have you been, Ballerina? Take a seat, she's already sitting. I have been not quite perfect, but not far off. At first, I had this grand plan. I was going to reopen Purple Fortress and kick off mass production of the Dodoko's blow-up erratic Bonanza tabletop game. But then an invitation from Natlan showed up and turned everything upside down. Liliwo, from the fourth star of Exquimedly, heard about my past achievements and especially invited my team to assist in exploring a complex ancient ruin. You know, she's a famous veteran warrior from Natlan. She only switched careers to become an adventurer after she retired from that intense pilgrimage thing. In only half a year, she's already completed a lot of S-rank commissions and stands a real chance of becoming the next branch master of the Natlan Adventurers Guild. Or at least the second in command. The name sounds familiar. This is the first I've heard of her. Probably, I don't know. Who knows, maybe we'll cross paths one day. If you do, please give her my absolute best. Anyway, even though it delayed my plans a little, I'm truly honored to have been able to help Liliwo out. Oh, and I made a pretty decent amount of more on the side too. My fun is looking better than ever. All the teammates I brought along had an absolute blast and came back with great experiences. Like that one dancing over there. That's my combat chef. Combat chef. That one. Pick those moves up for the warriors in Natlan. Impressive, right? I think I'm teaching the cats back at the fortress too. Okay, if I tell you I know her. The name sounds familiar. Who knows, maybe cross paths? Ah, come on. The name sounds familiar, I'm supposed to know her. Take a seat. If you're busy, don't mind me. I'll have plenty of chances to chat later. Would you like a drink? I love one, but if you're too busy, I'm more than happy to wait. Elaine, outsourcer employee. Good day, my former clients. It's really an honor to see you. I don't remember you by name. What brings you here? We had an outsourcing order. I've been assigned to Dornman Port to help maintain some precision instruments. Yeah, I finished the job, but I'm a little too tired to head back to Fontaine right away. Getting the chance to try your drinks here most I feel like I'm back up at 90% vitality already. I'm sure I could take on 3 times the work now without getting worn out. Sir, who are you again? Just a freelance engineer, nothing special. Don't worry if I'm not ringing any bells. Once I find myself a steady job, maybe then I can earn a place in your memory. Give me a moment, I'll go fix you something to drink. Alright, thanks so much. Alright. Okay, I thought there were more people I could talk to. Having orchid, no food. Okay. So let's start with Amber. Okay, talk to the hey there, Ignis, Paimon. I thought it would be voiced. Let me introduce our new colleague. This is Aya, Xenos offer for the 7th Company, and this is her able assistant, Vesper. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, Honorary Knight and Helper in White. It's an honor to meet you. Say hello, Vesper. Sure. Another Xenos officer. I never heard of this position. Oh, this falcon is so well behaved. It looks like it's wearing an armor. And it's even carrying a tiny bag. It is? In the back? There's a bag? I didn't notice. Hold on a second, I was confused. What did Amber mean when she said performance? Does this have something to do with Miss A and Vesper? Now, let me explain. Master Jim probably told you we're holding a wing glider speed shooting event, am I right? That's a very simple way of explaining it. In reality, it might be a little different from your expectations. This event is more like a flying performance and instruction challenge. The crux of this event isn't gliding with a wing glider, it's about sending signals from the ground to airborne units, like Vesper, so we can instruct them to perform complex maneuvers and defeat monsters, represented by targets, naturally. It should be a novel experience, a pleasant little surprise. Troll. So we're not gliding, we're guiding. So we just sit back and send signals. We're guiding. That's right, this flying challenge is a technical demonstration. Our goal is to showcase the new direction we're taking to develop the Knight's reconnaissance capabilities to our colleagues. Amber may be able to accurately detect enemy movements and make concise reports while gliding, but that's not a skill that every knight can aspire to. The goal for Vesper and me is to write a comprehensive set of instructions so that ordinary knights can coordinate with well-trained Mondstadt falcons and form a pair of eyes in the sky. That way, even without strong outriders, we can get intelligence over sustained periods to ensure steady progress when advancing. In fact, with the innovative forward-facing weaponry that Vesper is equipped with, some of the weaker airborne monsters we encounter can be eliminated in advance. Wow, very impressive. You sound just like an engineer. Relax, Aya, there's no need to be so serious about this too. You're not talking to Commander Frederica. Just think of it as playing with a new animal friend. The most important thing is to have fun. Sorry Amber, just really eager to get underway. Vesper and I have been training hard for this demonstration. If we can get your approval on our night and the helper in white, it'll mean our instructions are basically good to go. Then we can polish them up a little and put them into practice. Of course, you may encounter a few mechanical malfunctions during the demonstration. We've been training pretty intensely and may have ended up wearing out some of the equipment or the components. Once the replacement components are all ready, we'll swap everything out. Don't worry, we'll make sure Vesper's backpack works perfectly in the field. Sure, I'll be strict, but I won't be harsh. Don't worry, I'm not here to nitpick. Then Pama's gonna give it a proper go too. Sounds like all four of you are bursting to go. Well then, have fun. So, what do you have? Amber around here. In Favonius Falcon Recon Log, the traveler must command Vesper the Falcon to fly along a designated route and launch projectiles from an alchemical backpack to hit targets along the way. The more targets destroyed, the more trial coins earned, and the higher the flight score upon completing the challenge. During the flight, there will be multiple perspective changes. In the tracking view, when using a mouse, hold the left mouse button to keep firing, and drag the mouse to adjust the firing direction. In top-down view, the Falcon will automatically target objects directly ahead. Ah, nice. When Falcon comes into contact with monster targets, elite monster targets, and the monstrous bullets they unleash, you lose action points. Coming into contact with elite monster targets causes you to lose more action points. Once action points are depleted, the challenge fails, so it's crucial to plan the flight path carefully and avoid dangers. During the challenge, in addition to trial points that increase your score, there are various pieces of enhancing equipment. Defeating elite monster targets might make them drop the enhancing equipment. Pick them up to obtain combat buffs. After obtaining the homing shell, it will automatically lock onto all targets for a period of time. When firing, it will attack all targets within line of sight. After obtaining the Cyclone Shield, multiple wind vortexes will be created around the Falcon, dealing damage to any monstrous bullets and targets they come into contact with. After obtaining Linear Strike, the Falcon's alchemical backpack will be charged. When actively released, it will deal damage to monstrous bullets and targets in a straight line ahead. Due to the intense training, the Falcon's alchemical backpack is in an unstable state. You may encounter some unexpected situations during the flight. This last part seems a bit interesting, but maybe for a second time we meet them. Other night, Aya Gretel at your service. We can begin the flying demonstration instruction challenge anytime you like. Now that I think about it, how does a Falcon conduct reconnaissance? You're interested in the technical side of things? Wonderful. It's a little complicated, so I'll try to make things as simple as possible. Troll. To achieve air-to-ground communication, in addition to making the most of Amber's unparalleled reconnaissance expertise, we also integrated 4 different technologies. Alchemical equipment from Mondstadt, Gardamek identification devices from Fontaine. So he's almost like a drone as well. Principles for controlling overhead surveillance devices from Liyue. What overhead surveillance devices we had on Liyue? And expertise on beast taming from Somero. I mean, it fits Mondstadt, but why didn't they just bought a Gardamek drone or one from nod-krai? Vesper has undergone special training. It's able to send over more than 30 simple signals to the mechanism on its back by using various tones and movements. These signals are then converted into a coded sequence of flashing lights, which are transmitted to the ground for operators like me to interpret it. Similar operational methods have already been field tested on Liyue's overhead surveillance devices and used to eliminate multiple criminal syndicates and monster swarms. The methodology is proven and reliable. I think I've heard about this before. Is that even possible? Apparently, a big exhibition will be held in nod-krai soon, and a delegation from Lille is planning to showcase some even more advanced technology. I'm going to go watch and learn. Next event, we'll meet you again. However, for the time being, the flight instructions sent to Vesper will continue to use the same information chain that I detailed just now. From ground, we transmit coded light signals. When the mechanism on Vesper's back receives them, it will emit specific tones to tell Vesper what to do. If the visibility is good, it takes less than a second for the moment the order is given for Vesper to react. But if Vesper can't receive the flashing light signals, it will rely on its memory intuition to return to where it first took off. Vesper's so clever. Sure. Indeed, I became neighbors with Vesper when I was only as tall as the Spark Knight, and Vesper was only half as tall as me. Of course, Miss Hania's work, an introduction to the principles of beast taming also played a vital role. Hania, I heard the name before. Does she have some sort of special insight in this area? Perhaps met her before? I've only read her work, though I'd love to show my gratitude in person. Right now, she's only released a limited run of proof copies, but her book includes a detailed discussion on communicating with animal companions that has benefited me greatly. If I hadn't found her work by chance at a small stall in nod-krai, who knows how many years it would have taken to realize our plans for air-based reconnaissance. Your rapport with Vesper is clearly a key factor. You and Vesper are obviously birds of a feather. That's true. It's not easy to find a bird of prey as clever and cooperative as Vesper. It's one of the biggest difficulties with trying to popularize a system like this going forward. Still, I'm ready to take on the challenge. I'm going to study my beast taming socks off, in addition to my regular duties, of course. As the technology matures, perhaps the sailing equipment will become more compact. That way, birds like pigeons could become viable options, and the training process will become more standardized. Just you wait, Honor Knight. What exactly does a signal officer do? Do you know Fonia? She's the shining light of the original signals officers. It was Fonia who established our operating principles, combining incredible chemical technology with cutting-edge experimental tactics. She designed most of the training programs I completed with the help of the Vice Captain Leonor, our very first signals officer. Then something unexpected must have happened. Once she finished compiling the signals handbook, she was transferred and took up a temporary role as an intelligence officer. By the time I got back from Dornman Port, Fonia had taken a leave of absence. Haven't been able to see her since. Actually, a few things happened. I don't remember everything that happened to her. I don't know what happened. I get the impression it's a complicated situation. But the higher-ups haven't issued an incident report, so I guess that means someone like me doesn't need to know. I'm happy to leave at that. Based on what I know about Fonia, she'll be back in the game in no time. I respect her too much to think she needs any undue concern from me. Shall we get back to the matter at hand? Good idea, I want to know more. That's a lot to get my head around. Let's continue next time. Continue more. Alright, let me think. We've already covered the operating principles, however, we've run into a few problems when putting them into practice. For example, echoing beam detection devices remain difficult both to operate and to maintain. An entire team of dedicated technicians will be needed to perform maintenance on the battlefield. These are precision instruments after all, and not every knight can be expert in engineering. This is a precision instrument after all. There's no way around it. This is the difference between theory and application. Outfitting every unit with acoustic sensors or chemical beam equipment isn't cost effective. Most apps can afford such technology at the moment. Therefore, we have settled on two different paths. The first is to continue to tackle the key technical challenges. The second is to adopt a relatively simple optical-based methods that I've proposed. The authorities in Liyue have extensive experience in this regard. I plan to keep in touch with Suding's team for regular guidance as development progresses. Let's do this then. Roger that. Vesper, put your best talent forward. Follow the other knight's instructions carefully. High score, some advantage. Miracle Operations 101. Some adventurers have noted that the gentle terrain of Windrise makes it a perfect place to practice gliding. Same goes for Recon Falcons. Understanding when to fly straight, drift to the side, or even perform barrel rolls is essential to effectively engaging enemies. Trial coin, increase score, recovery boost, store action points when obtained. Homing shell, if you're obtaining it, you automatically lock onto all targets for a period of time. When firing, will attack all targets within the line of sight. Also, bullets, the Falcon will lose action points after contact. It cannot be destroyed by normal attacks, so be sure to avoid it. Monster targets, a small training target that simulates a monster. It fires monstrous bullets at the Falcon and can be destroyed with regular shooting. Cool. Okay, this is cool. So Java Vesper is such a pro. Except shooting regular targets. Oh. Go, your command is spot on 2. I'm a bit far from Windrise now. First rule complete. Round of applause for ourselves. Yeah, I didn't pay attention if I lose points or just health when I got hit. But there was only one monster there that I didn't know it would flee. Oh, already went to the next one. After obtaining the second shield, multiple wind vortexes will be created around the falcon, dealing damage to any monster's bullets targets come in contact with. Real test of your aim. Is that supposed to be I forgot the name of those cube, elemental cube things. Oh, it's been a while that I don't fight one of those. Have we already fought every elemental type? Phase 1 completed. We're back already, but there's a warning signal up ahead. You're about to face purple enemy. Oh, another one. There's some indication of how much time I have left for that. Go to obstacle. So let's go together. Watch out. Oh, it's inverted. This was working a little worn out. Okay, but I know all was pretty close. Applied roots closing most times. Yeah, but there wasn't a bug on the thing. Yeah, that's the thing I read before, right? This time I fly through the mountains, operating in the air over such a cold region. Must be a challenge for Vesper as well, right? Cool. Come on, that's not cool. That's not cool. Having two. Having to navigate while the camera is turning. Break through. It's out to Vesper's push its limit. How would we know? numbers aren't the key here. The momentum on the attack is also crucial. Paimon up with our commander now. Cool. Drill circling most sides. Conducting offensive defense control. Paimon is some professional. Ah, cool. Ah, I dropped nothing. When did I get hit? I didn't notice. Was it now? Doing the monster from this height sounds really fun. Once Vesper grows stronger, maybe can carry us that height too. Ah, that person over there. Here a battle above most sides. Victory. Those light knights of Falcon, never more. Fighting small monsters. No challenge at all. That was the last one. That was cool. I like that. They just talk too much without voice while we are busy controlling things. Air shooting, plane ahead, in the air, both allies and enemies move at high speed. Even the Recon Falcon's alchemical backpack helping to make limited aiming corrections. Predicting a target's movement ahead of time remains crucial. For both Falcon and Handler, this is one of the ultimate tests of skill. Force flight, break the ice. Flying through the extreme cold has always been tough for birds from warmer regions. In the Recon Falcon's delicate alchemical equipment is particularly sensitive to the chill. If you want to stay sharp in icy battlefields, Dragon's Spine is the perfect place to hone your skills. Offensive defense, trail patrol, besides forward scouting and clearing enemy observers from the air, the Recon Falcon can also join large-scale battles when needed. To do this, Vesper must continually practice defense through attack, not waiting passively behind the lines, but using the mobility granted by its broad wings to strike first and weaken the enemy before their attacks have time to land. Okay, second roll. Is that the elite monster target? A large training target that simulates a powerful monster. It has higher HP and may drop enhancement equipment when destroyed. It does also drop sometimes. It's always in specific spots. That is done. Okay, we go to this quest. You will cheer.
Hello there, honorary knight and the helper in white.
You were voiced, and Amber wasn't.
It's so nice to meet you, honorary knight and Lady Paimon. Glenfidia, at your service.
Looks like you're in a good mood, Hertha. And nice to meet you, Glenfidia. By the looks of things, you're about ready to open?
Indeed. Thanks to some help from the angel's share and the cat's tail, our drink stand is ready to go. Besides all the classics, we also mix cocktails to order and are currently offering a limited time delivery service.
Cocktails? Do you remember that time we served as bartenders at the Angel Share? And recently you've also shown off your skills at the flagship in nod-krai. We sure have come a long way, huh?
Oh, there really was a long time ago. When exactly was that? I can barely remember now.
The only thing is, our current drink selection is quite traditional, and it stopped feeling fresh long before the expedition began. To offer everyone some more exciting choices, we're planning to revamp our menu. But I need to get back to handling resident requests, and Glenfidia doesn't have much experience mixing drinks. Plus, we've got a whole bunch of outstanding delivery orders on hand. Honorary Knight, if you're free, could you maybe help us out for a while, just until my other squad gets back from the Stormbearer Mountains?
You'll be amply compensated, of course, plus double pay for overtime, depending on your performance metrics.
I'm no rookie when it comes to mixing cocktails, that's for sure. You can leave the whole bar in my hands.
Paimon's not sure what performance metrics are, but she's happy to help with deliveries. As the best guide into that, Paimon needs to keep up with the changing times. Besides, this'll give her the chance to explore the city and stay up to date with all the recent goings-on.
Working with you two is always such a breeze.
I'll do my best to support Lady Paimon in any way I can. I'm very skilled when it comes to things like portioning out drinks.
All right. Well, if you're ready too, then let's get to
work! In a chat over fine drinks, the traveler will serve as a mixologist, mixing drinks according to the guest's requests. You may need to make some adjustments to the drink to meet your guest's needs better. After chatting with the guests, you can gather clues from the conversation and then derive inspiration for mixing their drinks. Sometimes partial clues cannot lead to accurate conclusions. In such cases, you can associate this clue with other clues to derive inspiration for either mixing a drink or introducing a new topic. After gathering all the inspiration for improved drink recipes, you can create new drinks based on these ideas, completing a customized drink that satisfies the customer. Librarian's little problem. What is here? Mix up all drinks for guests. Librarian's little problem. The first guest of the night's newly opened drink stand soon arrives. Familiar shade of rose purple instantly soothes your mind. This might be just a perfect opening.
Oh my, it looks like Hertha has gone back to her duties, and Glenfiddia is away somewhere too. Has our dear cutie taken complete charge of the drink stand?
That's right, yours truly is in charge. Honorary mixologist at your service.
Wonderful. Now I can order without worrying about ending up with one of the logistics company's specials. The type of drink that keeps you awake all night, leaving you no choice but to pass the time working.
Working through the night shouldn't that be a thing of the past? I thought you weren't so rushed off your feet these days.
That's right. I'm just a carefree librarian now. If only there weren't so many people with overdue books, and I didn't have to go door to door to get them back. I would have dropped by to chat with you sooner, and try out your delightful creations, of course.
So what will be any particular flavor you're after?
Let me think. I don't really have a favorite drink. Just wrestle me up something rejuvenating that'll lift my spirits. And if it could help me nod off to sleep later, that would be even better.
The drink stand... Oh, hang on. The drink stand has a collection of classic recipes. Let's start by choosing one of those. Since Lisa wants to feel rejuvenated, Snowy Stone seems like a good choice. What? There was no time to read that. Milk, smetana, and cocoa. Don't I have to do something more? Cut the ingredients in large pieces. Shake gently. Was mostly milk on a tiny glass like that? Aromatic goblet. Ah, okay. Aromatic goblet. I'll use one of those. Small length glass. Legend has it that this drink is a masterpiece crafted by a painter and a bartender together. Inspired by dragonspine and dawn, with a dollop of setana and an energizing kick from cocoa, it restores the drinker's vitality almost instantly. But shouldn't help put her to sleep afterwards.
Here's a snow-kissed dawn. Hope you like it.
It's delicious, cutie. Pleasantly tart, sweet, but not cloying, smooth on the palate, with a refreshing aftertaste. If anything, though, I seem to be feeling a little more energetic than I'd like. Perhaps you've unwittingly unraveled Glenfiddia's secret and concocted an even more effective pick-me-up?
Should I tinker the ingredients? How about I adjust the recipe and mix you when you want?
Don't worry, there's no rush. Your eyes are aglow with curiosity, as though you have many more questions to ask. Let's chat for a while. Take your time. Inspiration will come soon enough.
Librarian duties. Which books have you collected today?
Since you're asking, It's been a bit of an unusual day. There's a chef, fresh out of training in Fontaine, who's recently taken up a position at the Goth Grand Hotel. She borrowed our most valuable book, the Mondstadt Millennial Compendium of Desserts. Apparently, she plans to use dessert-making techniques to improve the taste of various savory dishes. Something about reducing their greasiness.
Sweet meat dishes. That sure is a novel approach.
Indeed. And judging by the results, she rather overdid it with the caramel sauce. What should have been fragrant meat slices ended up tasting nauseatingly sweet. Caramel sauce is such a fantastic ingredient, you know? It never fails to please when added to drinks. Sometimes I even add a spoonful to my afternoon tea. Improving food, I suppose, isn't always about being as creative as possible.
Oh, I want to ask the other things, but you got close. What about the other? This likes caramel. Yeah, interpret. Let's interpret it. Lisa managed to track down the Monster Millennial Companion of Desserts earlier, and she seems particularly fond of caramel sauce. Perhaps I could try substituting some of that for the dangerous smetana. Return to dialogue. Okay. No, I already have. Let's talk about the other stuff. After obtaining all inspiration, can mix a corresponding beverage. Okay, but I want to go wrong as well, to see if we'll have something. By the way, is that a notebook you brought with you?
Oh, this? That was for another of today's little errands. A large contingent of the expedition team will be returning to Mondstadt soon. They've been away for such a long time, so there's a good chance many of their tastes have changed. Jean asked me to visit some of their families to try and get a better understanding of what new ingredients might satisfy our knights' changing preferences.
Such detailed planning, such thoughtful arrangements.
Well, they've all devoted their blood, sweat, and time to protecting Mondstadt. They deserve some care and respect in return. Based on what I gathered, the most requested ingredient was cacahuatl from Natlan. It seems like our knights have developed a taste for cocoa. In their letters, many of them mention that they rely on cocoa to keep themselves energized. I've tried hot cocoa myself, and I must say, I find it just as effective as coffee when it comes to staying alert.
For my help, please stay awake. But she doesn't want that. Lisa looked into the expedition's members' preferred ingredients, and it seems like cacahuatl came up quite a lot. Come to think of it, Snow-Kissed Stone uses cocoa too. But cocoa can be quite potent stimulants, so it's probably best to leave it out. Special notebook, favorite flora. What kind of ingredients have you been into lately?
Lately? So careful with your wording, cutie. Is that because you think that I, too, might have changed since we last met? Or simply because you can't remember?
Well, you're so well-traveled and well-read. Surely it's normal for your tastes to change from time to time.
Not bad at all. A flawless answer. Back in my student days, I might have been drawn to every new and exciting ingredient I read about, constantly expanding my horizons and stepping out of my comfort zone. But now, I've grown accustomed to a life of comfort and routine. To paraphrase a certain Liyue legal expert, my life is fast approaching a state of living out one's golden years in peace and comfort. I'm no longer so easily moved by adventure and excitement. I'm sure you remember, a few years ago, when we were adventuring together, you found me that sweet-tasting alchemical ingredient. Well, my tastes haven't changed a bit since then.
I don't remember that. Remember alchemical ingredients. Lisa was joking about her life and comfort routine. She also mentioned the alchemical ingredient I found for her a few years back. If I remember correctly, the ingredient was valberries, another good choice for a drink. Let's swap the small lamp grass for valberries. And since I've switched up the garnish, why not change the cup too? This way it will appear more novel. the itinerary. Be anywhere outside the city lately?
Surely you're not suggesting I'd take this opportunity to sneak off on a little countryside wander. You caught me. My investigations into Mondstadt's lesser-known drinks took me to Dawn Winery, where I had a little chat with the head housemaid, Adelind. On my way back, I ran into Emmetall out on patrol. She'd encountered some monsters she didn't know how to deal with, and in her desperation, asked for my help. I accompanied her on a detour to Wolvendom to teach some raving hounds a lesson. It's been a while since I've had such an invigorating workout.
Well, kill one of those only with Lisa will take a while, huh? Pass through Wolvendom. This pays a visit to the winery, passing through Wolvendom. Perhaps I could throw in a touch of local flavor. Looking at these ingredients, I have small lamp glass, grass and wolfhook that are both native to Wolvendom. Which one will make for a better drink? Associate. Replace small lamp grass. Small lamp grass is more of a garnish, so let's replace that with wildberries. Then I just need to figure out how to incorporate the wolf hooks. They have a bright, tangy profile that should help balance out the sweetness of the caramel sauce. Okay, drink some other biscuits. Okay, start mixing. Alright, I think I know what fits the bill. Let me rustle you up a new improved version.
As expected, cutie, your brilliant mind has grown even sharper. Just a few gentle hints were all you needed to light that special spark of inspiration.
Okay, do not add cocoa. Let's do intentionally wrong. Let's go intentionally wrong. Doesn't seem right. Okay, I can't. I just thought maybe we could. This is of any size. Small bits, I guess, because they might be tangy. Check cards. Doesn't seem right. Why give me options if I can make it wrong? Large or small goblets. Large or small instead of medium. Yeah, I think this one doesn't seem right. Goblets. Large or small goblets. No, that's too small. It's milk. Mostly. And caramel. It's almost milkshake. Mulberry. Slumbering Rose. Based on a snow-kissed doll, this novel cocktail was concocted especially for Lisa. After a long day, the librarian needs to recharge without risking sleeplessness. Making this drink, you skip any stimulating ingredients and found a delicate balance between the sweetness of caramel and a gentle tang. The goal was peaceful, restful sleep. So why not call it a Slumbering Rose?
Finished! A new creation, custom made for you. This should help you fall asleep quickly and guarantee you peaceful dreams. It's called a Slumbering Rose.
From the colors to the choice of glass, everything's been carefully crafted. You've turned it into a completely different drink. Based purely on appearance, it's exactly my style. Time to see how it tastes. Full marks. It's like savoring an exquisite dessert before taking a stroll along the shore of Cider Lake, with a gentle breeze caressing your skin, relaxed and at ease. I no longer feel drained of energy, but neither am I overstimulated. I'm actually starting to feel a little sleepy. As a bedtime drink, this is pure perfection. So good, in fact, that I feel like writing an article to extol the virtues of this slumbering rose. I can use it as an opportunity to crown you the new Maestro of Mixology.
You may be taking things a little too far. Your satisfaction is all the praise I need.
Speaking of lakeside strolls, why don't you join me next time there's a clear, warm day, when the sun is bright but not too harsh? Any walk would be more relaxing with you to talk to along the way, cutie. Then, when we get back, you could fix me up another glass of slumbering rose.
That sounds lovely. I'll make sure to set aside the time.
And I'll make just as sure to hold you to that. When the time comes, I won't accept any excuses.
Okay, I think this will take quite a while. With the amount of talk we had for only one character. Wow. Saints from another land. Perhaps due to us. We got. Saints from another land. Perhaps due to a certain resonance of fragrances, we attracted a visiting perfumer from a faraway land. She wanders over to see what the drink stand has to offer.
Good afternoon, traveler. I didn't expect the honor of witnessing your harmonizing talents here in Mondstadt.
You're on vacation, you're on business.
Both, actually. A lady calling herself a mage asked me to come manage her flower shop. At about the same time, the Cat's Tail commissioned me to create a new fragrance for their establishment. Ending today's busy schedule with a drink crafted by you in person is truly a wonderful reward.
Then I'll make sure to pull out all the stops. I'll mix you a special surprise.
I have faith in your choice.
Emily is more sensitive to aromas than most people. If I created an unbalanced blend of scents, it might make her uncomfortable. In any case, I should use ingredients with complementary scents and try to add a dash of Fontanian flavor too. Let's start a Mondstadt take on a Luminous Twilight. Tea, fermented. Oh no, remove. Reset. Tea, fermented juice, and mint. Small pieces. No? Ah, small bits, small pieces. Gently. Tall glass. Tall. Tall glass. Very garnish. Luminous Twilight, a refined cocktail from Fontaine that has been described by drinkers as capturing the warm glow of sunset over Luminous Harbor. Rumor has it that you can still order this gem from the hidden menu at the Rusty Rudder. though it's rare for the bartender to recreate its original flavor perfectly.
Care to give this a try, Miss Emily?
Your artistry is truly a pleasure to watch. This tastes like a local variant of a Lumiduce Twilight. Am I right?
You're spot on. You got it right away.
The gentle and elegant taste, with its distinct layers combined with a hint of Mondstadt's characteristic scent, offers quite a welcoming flavor, all the while avoiding potentially discordant aromas. Though in reality, there's no need for you to be so conservative. I have quite a high tolerance for flavors that stray outside the boundaries of conventional wisdom.
So this was probably a bit too traditional, huh? You guys are looking for something more avant-garde.
Your drink was nice, but it would be perfect if you could make one with a little more depth. A cocktail that shows off your unique understanding and enhances my impression of Mondstadt. If you need time to mull things over, perhaps you might find inspiration in a little light conversation?
Work progress. How's everything been with your perfumery lately?
Oh, thank you for asking. It's been going well, though this trip to Mondstadt has presented some unexpected challenges. When I first got here, I was relying on a copy of An Overview of Aromatic Substances and the Human Senses to identify promising local ingredients from the Mondstadt region. To my surprise, my trial fragrance, which used valberry as the primary note, proved far too sweet in the context of a tavern, relaxing people so much that they ended up feeling drowsy. The bartender with the beautiful ears, for instance, fell asleep right at the bar.
I don't know if Valber's could have that effect. Guess that means Valber perfume is off the table.
Let's just say that sweetness isn't always a case of the more the merrier. Maintaining an appropriate balance is beneficial for both body and mind. Even in daily life, I rarely eat sweet food, and I try to avoid fruits like berries that have a high sugar content. In the end, I completely eliminated valberry as an ingredient and turned instead to windwheel aster, with some success, I might add.
Bouquet on table. Did you buy these flowers just now?
They're part of my reward from the flower shop owner. Important ingredients for making perfumes. Thanks to these, I was able to complete my commission for the cat's tail. I studied Mondstadt's Cecilia flowers many years ago. In fact, the fragrance of Cecilia in certain fields has become synonymous with Mondstadt itself. However, this is a special case. Some cats are quite averse to the scent of Cecilia, and we need to be particularly mindful of their preferences.
So what did you use for your aroma this time? Which flower did you use instead?
Windwheel aster. The various parts of the windwheel aster plant can be ground into a powder to extract their essences. I then blended the scents from its petals and leaves. The result carries the intoxicating sweetness of mead, while still emphasizing the fresh notes contained within the flower's stems and leaves. I just took it for a little trial run at the cat's tail, and the cats seemed to really like it, while the clients themselves found it comforting and invigorating. Extracting exquisite fragrances from ordinary overlooked ingredients, oh, that's what truly brings me joy.
Bright and clear sky. We didn't look at the sky. The weather is nice today. Wow, what a conversation. So this is what it feels like to start a conversation with a classic icebreaker.
It really is. A while earlier, I watched a whole run of fair weather clouds float by, fluffy as pillows. It's not overly humid either, and the wind is gentle too. In such conditions, one sense of smell is heightened, but not to an excessive degree. When scents are blended well, they naturally combine with the ambient context, leaving particularly powerful impressions.
I never realized saints were so affected by the weather. I've never heard that before. How fascinating.
It seems something similar is true for mixology. As long as you choose a base of appropriate strength, the various flavors will blend seamlessly together. When mixed properly, all the ingredients work as one to create a most wonderful symphony for your taste buds.
I see, so the combination of flavors is key. You prefer flavors that blend together harmoniously.
Yes, that's it. Now I think about it, layering distinct flavors doesn't really suit my personal preferences.
Usual hobbies and interests. What do you usually drink?
Usually, after work, my friends from the Maison Gardiennage sometimes treat me to a few drinks. I usually stick to fruit tea. That way, I can get straight back to work after our gatherings. If it's before a holiday and my friends are in high spirits, I sometimes order a small glass of sparkling fruit wine. There was an officer named Terena who used to treat me to aged Corte wine. But since she was transferred to the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, we haven't had the chance.
Oh, so you do drink alcohol sometimes? I was worried it might overstimulate your senses.
In the world of science, high-proof alcohol is a widely used solvent. I've grown well accustomed to the smell of it by now. Besides, when I'm slightly tipsy, my state of mind changes, which in turn alters my approach to perfumes. It doesn't matter if the result is good or bad, it's all about trying something new. So I don't mind drinks with just a little bit of alcohol, but I don't like anything too strong.
Like liquor won't have you drunk? What was those two about? Let's interpret everything. Incorporate with real esters. Emily created a new fragrance using with ester, and apparently it was quite successful. Though, what's the best way to incorporate the scent of Windmill Ester? It's more truly. We went from talking about weather to the best way to blend scents. Emily prefers single, seamlessly integrated scents rather than those with distinct layers. In which case, I'll need to blend each ingredient together thoroughly in her drink. I should shake it a lot harder to make sure the flavors don't separate. Like liquor won't leave you drunk. Emily enjoys fruit tea, but she also occasionally drinks alcohol to get a little bit tipsy and spark her inspiration. So I guess I can add a dash of light wine to the base, perhaps something fruity. Over sweet berries, mulberries. The sweetness of mulberries has added a few complications to Emily's work. Emily believes that too much sweetness may not be a good thing for a human body. While berries are also used in Lumido's Twilight, perhaps I better swap them for something else? Still not sure there's strong enough connection. Perhaps I should try a different approach, or maybe we can find something more. Process the petals further. Window esters seems like a good choice. To make sure everything blends into one, I could try finely cropping the petals and spreading them across the top. I think I know how to improve your drink. Please bear with me a second while I update the recipe.
Just from our brief chat, you've already formulated a new concoction. Perhaps you possess a natural talent for this kind of creative work.
Or perhaps there's only one object to follow to get to it. Tea, fruit wine, fermented juice, chopped petals. Any size, the way you said it, I think I should also chop them very small to incorporate in the drink. properly or vigorously. Let's see that one. Double wall glass. Garnish. Any garnish except bobber. Star salt. Lemon, small and pepper. They don't really have to eat that. There's liquor, tea. I guess a bit of lemon on the tea. Libido's Twilight special blend. This one doesn't have to anything. Based on Libido's Twilight, this novel cocktail was concocted especially for Emily. The perfumer from Fontaine told you that excessive sweetness makes people drowsy, and she prefers to enjoy just a light touch of tipsiness. Clearly, knocking a guest out of the bar isn't a bartender's main goal. On days of gentle wind and clear skies, heightened senses can amplify the flavor of a perfectly harmonious drink. Inspired by the art of fragrance, you develop this subtle, elegant masterpiece.
Here you go! A new and improved, Emily-inspired Lumidu's Twilight. I haven't come up with a name for it yet.
The colors are cooler and more refreshing, and the fragrance is delightfully subtle to match. Are these bright specks on the surface the crushed petals and leaves of windwheel asters?
Yes, you clearly know your stuff. It's the floor symbol of Mondstadt.
I'm sure it must taste wonderful. Let me try. In the language of flowers, the windwheel aster represents the visible winds. Your cocktail not only captures their form, but also the fragrance they carry. Therefore, I suggest you call this drink Windborne Bouquet. The winds and clouds of Mondstadt swirl together in the glass, leaving behind enchanting traces of fragrance.
Perfect name from a master of perfume. Elegant and full of style.
Really? Perhaps it's just a habit of my profession. I'm glad you like it. Now it's time to slowly savor this masterpiece. Thank you so much. This trip to Mondstadt has been so rewarding. This is the most memorable cocktail I've ever had. Once I get back to Fontaine, I will attempt to recreate this moment as both a fragrance and a perfume.
I'm honored. That's so exciting to hear.
Once I've perfected the recipes, I hope you'll do me the honor of being the first customer to experience these new products. Until then, I look forward to seeing you in the Court of Fontaine.
Claymore musket. The drink stand was built to help knights relax after long days on duty, and it just so happened that a certain captain has recently returned from a long posting at Dragonspine.
So you're looking after the drink stand now. If I'd known sooner, I would have stopped by this morning.
Thanks for your support. Anytime you need a drink, I'm here to serve.
I've got to say, I'm getting curious. I've heard a lot about your mixology skills. I wonder what kinds of drinks you can mix with the ingredients Glenfiddich has prepared.
You seem busy. You've been working extra hard lately, haven't you?
I don't have much of a choice. It's just one thing after another right now. First off, the Knights of Favonia's annual combat assessment is coming up. And this year, the standards are higher than ever. As the captain of the reconnaissance company, I have to lead by example. At the very least, I need to rank as one of the top 3 captains in the practical portion. So, I've been intensifying my training lately.
So that's your style, huh? It's my first time seeing this side of you as a captain.
Being a descendant of sinners means I have to work hard to maintain my position. I'll have you know I've never once neglected my duties. Anyway, on top of all that, my duel with Miss Clorand required a lot of focus and energy. Learning how to turn defense into attack and seize the initiative when facing a combined assault from sword and musket. Even now, I'm still chewing through the details. But in the end, the exchange went well, and both parties learned a great deal. Never mind writing reports from 6 different perspectives. I feel like there's enough worth mentioning to write 24 of the things.
Sounds like you could do with a very stiff drink. Sounds like you could do with something to replenish your energy.
Oh, I sure could. Anything that'll perk me up would be welcome. I'll leave the details to you.
Given Eula's current condition, it might be a good idea to mix her a twinkling starlight. Fruit wine, fizzy water, wolf hooks. Small bits. Shake hard. Goblet and goblet. Twinkling Starlight, this special cocktail was inspired by the stunning vistas over Cider Lake beneath the starry night sky. Both its color and flavor hint at the refreshing nature, but those with a lighter tolerance should be careful to its lingering kick.
1 twinkling starlight for Captain Eula. Hope you like it.
Judging by your confident tone, I'm certain I will. Well then, I'll make sure to savor this thoroughly. Huh, not bad. Sweet and tingly, with a delightful airiness. The fizzy water really brings it to life. I suddenly feel full of vim and vigor, but just 1 glass doesn't quite scratch the itch. How about something with a bit more bite?
Not strong enough for you? Looking for something with more of a kick?
Don't hold back. You don't need to worry about putting me on the floor with nothing but a couple of drinks.
Let's check what I decide. Just making it stronger won't cut it. I need to rewrite the recipe from scratch.
Works for me. The first company hasn't assigned me any paperwork for tonight, so I'm free to catch up and try your new creations at my leisure.
Drink on the table. Just wondering, that bottle you're carrying, is it imported fruit juice?
That's right. The merchant I got it from called it Romaritime flower fruit extract. It has a very unique smell. Here, have a bottle.
I've been drinking a lot of this lately. Why carry it around?
Oh, it's a necessary courtesy. In that book Miss Magistus lent me, The Blade Dancer, 20 Years On, it says, after a duel, a Fontanian swordsman will politely invite their defeated opponents to a banquet. To properly play host to Miss Clorand, I searched for quite some time to locate a rare goods merchant in Dorman Port who sold this juice.
Sounds like something out of a story.
I had my doubts at first, too. But Amber said something that makes a lot of sense. She said that even if this custom doesn't really exist, following it still shows I've made an effort to understand Fontaine's cultural heritage. Besides, who doesn't like trying new things, right? When I gave it to her at our post-training banquet, Miss Clorand really did enjoy this juice.
Unusual juice. Distance on mountain. It's been a while since we last saw each other. Have you been stationed near Dragonspine this whole time?
Yes, I have. For a while, the situation there was difficult. A gang of outlaw engineers was messing about with some sort of mechanism control technology, attempting to manipulate ruin graders so they could rob merchant caravans. To make matters worse, several veteran knights who had been stationed at Dorman Port were transferred to my squad, and they weren't happy to be taking orders from that Lawrence girl. Leading them on this mission was quite eventful. It took 3 weeks of stealth operations in the snow, with no fires to keep us warm, before we finally located the enemy's stronghold. Those veteran knights faced the bitter cold and were almost taken down by the enemy's smuggled battle mechs. Fortunately, the battle went our way, and they had no choice but to acknowledge my abilities.
I'm sorry I have to do that. Did you catch a cold?
Me? I'm completely fine. But thank you for your concern. It was mentally tiring for sure, but fortunately, the operation wore them down far more than it did me. They won't be questioning my authority again anytime soon. If any new recruits try to make my life difficult, I'll just have my veterans give them a few friendly pointers. I guess you could call them a permanent solution, huh?
Eating on duty? What do you usually eat when you're busy?
If you want to know what I've been eating recently, I'd better start by mentioning the logistics company's latest revolution. They launched a diet improvement initiative and started distributing a form of standardized canned food to knights operating in the wilderness. In the past, we only had dry rations. Every mealtime we had to set up pots and campfires, roll dice to choose a cook, and take turns standing guard. In all honesty, it was a bit of a hassle. Now we just need to bring our standard field rations, comprising of 5 cans and 9 paper packages. We can heat the cans by the campfire, and then we're ready to eat.
Sounds pretty convenient. Sounds like there isn't a downside.
You did say sounds like, right? Our canned food supplier has quite the stellar reputation, and their regular meals are indeed quite good. The problem is, in order to meet preservation standards, they have to make their military-grade meals way too salty. The vice captain of the 5th Company, who has a somewhat dry sense of humor, went so far as to say, "This food's bad enough to bring down the wrath of Li Yue's stove god." In any case, after eating it for a week, my taste buds have gone completely numb.
Is it really that bad? Someone should be held to account.
You can hardly blame the logistics company. After all, it is hard to please everyone. Our feedback has already been submitted, and they should be working on fixing the issue. Of course, having fresh meals prepared in camp by a dedicated company chef is still the best option.
Clues, restoration required. With how demanding her duties in Dragonspine have been, Eula probably hasn't had time to fully recover. To help Eula replenish her strength, I can replace the cool-tasting wolf hooks with some warm cocoa. Unusual juice. Eula had some special maritime flowered fruits tracked to her, and she gave me a bottle to keep. She really likes the fresh fruit flavor. I could probably find a way to incorporate it into her drink. Memorable experience. This latest experience seems to be something worth remembering for Eula. I should find a way to reflect that in her drink. I can probably tease out some threads of inspiration from our discussion and then try to piece them all together. Eating too many cans of solid food. Eula brought up the canned rations she's been issued with recently. Apparently, they're so salty they've left her taste buds numb. With that in mind, I should probably remove the star salt from the mix. Yeah, but I also shouldn't go too sweet, otherwise maybe it'll be overwhelming. If Eula sees a coating of salt on the rim of her glass, it might make her feel faint. They're saying their thoughts on the duel. Every region has its own signature flavors, and the sword techniques of Monster and Fontaine have their own distinct characters too. I need to find out what Yola thinks. Maybe I should chat with her some more. Sparring mindset. How do you feel after your contest?
Oh my. To be honest, before we crossed swords, I was feeling eager, but also a little nervous. Miss Cloran's combat style comes from the mysterious Marechaussee hunters. In the library, there are some old Fontanian newspapers from hundreds of years ago that give some idea of how formidable an organization it was. A more recent newspaper claimed that Miss Cloran was an orphan from an underwater kingdom, and that before battle she would perform rituals inviting spirits to possess her sword. Certainly, from my own experiences, Miss Cloran's abilities more than match those descriptions.
Such a historic showdown deserves an extra special cocktail. Should we commemorate it with a sword-themed drink?
Incorporating elements of swordsmanship into a drink? Huh. Certainly a creative idea, I'll give you that. A commemorative cocktail at a time like this sounds nice, but how do you plan to express something like swordsmanship with a drink?
From what I've seen, Fontanian fighters armed with rapiers excel at thrusting attacks. They put a high price on precision and sustained pressure.
That definitely matches the description I read in that book.
If I were to compare them to a drink, I'd say they're like coffee, blue fruit, ice wine, or monster fruit wine. They may not overwhelm your senses, but they refuse to fade away. In fact, the first drink you try had a fruit wine base.
That's right. You really know your stuff. I doubt there's anyone else in all of Tevat who could come up with such a perfect metaphor.
Your swordsmanship's different though. You're like a lead dancer with a claymore, guiding your blade through big sweeping arcs. You only need one hit to unleash an avalanche of destruction. In other words, your style emphasizes forceful impact at the moment of contact.
There's no need to make it sound so fancy. It's just an aristocratic variant of Favonius bladework, with a bit of personal flair.
So you're more like a strong spirit that hits the senses hard, and then leaves a clean, icy aftertaste without lingering flavors.
Firewater. In recent years, firewaters gained popularity the world over, following in the wake of prosperous Snezhnayan merchants. These days, almost every tavern has a signature drink that uses it as a base.
Then we found the perfect solution together.
You really are good. Why don't we try replacing the fruit wine with firewater? As for the alcohol content, that's not a problem. Plenty of the expedition team may have drunk themselves senseless with firewater. But me, I'm full of confidence.
Her nation's fighting style is different. We're talking about the difference between Yola and Cloran's blade work. I think I represent this in the mouthfeel of Yola's drink. The obvious conclusion is to swap out the fruit wine for firewater. To match the big sweeping arcs of her sword fighting, a small cup won't cut it. We need something a little heftier. I know a large one suits a claymore better, but shouldn't a small drink that is stronger should fit that description of the impact better? Alright, I think that's all I need. I know exactly how to prepare your next cocktail.
Brilliant! I'm looking forward to seeing how you do.
Firewater. Juice and cocoa. Any size, large pieces of chocolate. What if I make a mistake here? Ah. So I kinda can't miss. Shake hard. Medium or large goblet. Siphon Sword Song. Based on Twinkling Starlight, this novel cocktail was concocted especially for Eula. Eula's swordsmanship is like the whirling waltz. She strikes with the force of an avalanche, yet her finishing flourishes are clean and elegant. This bold approach is reflected in her drink preferences. To match her style, the drink we prepare combines ice pure firewater, romaritime flower juice, steeped in commemorative meaning, and restorative cocoa to replenish her energy and banish fatigue, creating a true dance of flavors. Since this blend is inspired by the Spindrift Knight's Dancing Blades, Simple Sword Song felt like the perfect name.
Here's your all-new Seafoam Sword Song, mixed to meet your personal preferences.
Oh my, what beautiful colors! And you even added my romaritime flower fruit extract. The aroma is perfect, and I can smell the alcohol, but it doesn't stifle the fruity fragrance. Let's see how it tastes.
Can't wait to hear what you think.
Give me a moment to come up with the right words. I need to think carefully. I know it's unbecoming of a lady, and a proper connoisseur would savor their drink slowly. But I'm sorry, this is just too good to be true. Can you mix me another?
Of course, feel free to order as many as you like. How many do you want? 2, 3? It's no problem for me. And so, you lost in friendly conversation during blah 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 blah.
Oh, no, what was I going to say? I've completely lost my train of thought. Whatever. I feel fantastic. This cocktail. Oh, it's the best I've ever had. I think I'm gonna head home and get some sleep.
Do you think you've maybe had one too many? Maybe I should have gone easier with the fire water.
Don't worry about me. This is the happiest tipsy I've been in years. I'm still far from being drunk. By the time I've written up those reports for my exchange with Miss Clarend, I'll have been on duty for 3 months straight. Jean, the acting grandmaster. Isn't it about time she gave me some time off? I won't be forgetting this injustice in a hurry. You mark my words.
It's been a long time that she doesn't mention vengeance. The sweet, sour, and smoky taste of steel. Beyond the aroma of the drinks themselves, you give off a distinct air of as the sword-wielding traveler, one that draws in yet another unexpected guest. What? That was talking about me. Because that kinda sounded a bit like Kazuha as well. Ah, okay.
Suspicion confirmed. While patrolling the area, I was sure I'd sensed a familiar presence, so I came over to take a look. And sure enough, here you are.
Hello, Corinne. Please have a seat, honored customer.
If Miss Charlotte were to see you like this, I'm guessing she'd take 100 pictures and write up a report. Sword-wielding traveler's secret side hustle. Exclusive cocktails from Tevat's Explorer Extraordinaire. You'd make the front pages of every major newspaper. And there'd be crowds of Fontanian tourists flocking to your drink stand, causing gridlock on the streets of Mondstadt.
I think you're being a little bit dramatic. If that really happened, I wouldn't be able to cope.
Luckily for you, I turned down Miss Charlotte's request to accompany me here, so you're unlikely to be seeing any scenes like that. Let's quietly celebrate this moment of peace. And on that note, I'd like a caramel blaze.
Oh, we chose
That
the
look
one
on your
so far.
face tells me you have a lot of questions you want to ask.
Let me skill a cocktail first. You can drink while we chat.
Calm and effortless. I'm shocked to learn you're a real pro at this sort of thing.
Fire water, caramel, cocoa. Small pieces. I can make it. I can make it wrong. Shake properly. I haven't yet. Master's goblet. Powdery. Caramel Blaze. In recent years, this blade has become one of Mondstadt's most famous drinks. Celebrated for its bold colors and vibrant flavor, it's even being referenced in foreign works, from Fontaine's tabletop tropes to Inazuman light novels.
Your caramel blaze is ready. Try not to drink it all in one go.
It sure lives up to its name. The color reminds me of a raging fire, while that aroma really hits you head on. It's quite strong.
Did we make it wrong? Because she asked for it. She knows it, right? Are you okay? Would like some water?
I'm all right. I just need a little time to get used to it. As I recall, the last time I drank alcohol was at a wine tasting event that Navia invited me to last year. I only had a small sip of Sassica wine, and it was nowhere near as strong as this concoction of yours.
So you basically don't drink at all? Don't force yourself to drink if you don't want to.
From a purely rational perspective, alcohol can cause dizziness and impair one's ability to work, so it's best avoided altogether. But when Miss Farina saw me off at the docks, she mentioned that Mondstadt is the land of wine and poetry. Since I'm here, I thought I should at least try the local specialties.
Well, this is a local drink now, but this isn't a traditional Mondstadt thing with firewater. That's reasonable. It would be a shame not to. As long as you stay within your limits, I'm sure you'll be fine.
In fact, Captain Eula, whom I sparred with earlier, has quite the refined taste for fine wine. She even gifted me a bottle of Romaritime flower fruit extract, which is no longer produced in Fontaine and can now only be found overseas. Out of the utmost respect for her skills, I feel compelled to deepen my knowledge of Mondstadt's wines.
Let me think carefully before I mix you another drink. I need to tweak the recipe a little to make sure you're completely satisfied.
I truly appreciate all the trouble you're going to.
Another Fontaine guest. Oh, by the way, Miss Emily was here too.
Huh? Does that mean she's already finished her commission? Well, she's certainly efficient. Once I return to Fontaine, perhaps I can let Sijui know that I'd be happy to purchase her latest perfume.
Oh, sounds like you know her quite well.
I'm not sure I'd say that. On my way to Mondstadt, we happened to take the same boat. Naturally, we got to chatting. I've often heard Sijui praise her work. After conversing with her on the journey over, I must say, she is indeed a rare and refined individual.
Refined? That's quite a refined way to put it.
She's gentle and composed, yet keeps others at a distance. Perhaps it's due to her profession. I find this approach ideal. It allows one to maintain a lasting sense of inner peace.
Sounds like you want me to arrange a get-together. Next time in Fontaine, why don't we all hang out together?
Oh, thank you, but there's really no need to set anything up. Our work rarely intersects, and our social circles hardly make for a Venn diagram, if you know what I mean. Best to just let things take their natural course.
Was there a Venn that made a diagram? I don't know who that guy is, but I know what a Venn diagram is. But they use the same term in Tivat. Usual hobbies. What do you usually drink?
When I'm working, I often drink coffee. But with meals, I prefer a lighter tasting drink, like Buell fruit juice. Since I eat a lot of meat, the slight acidity of the juice helps balance out the greasiness. Over time, I've grown accustomed to the sour taste. After the swordsmanship exchange, the Knights of Favonius rather kindly treated me to some traditional Mondstadt cuisine. I had 8 different meat dishes, and all of them were excellent. The portions were huge, and only the highest quality cuts were used. Everything was cooked to absolute perfection. Of course, there was still room for improvement. When catering to tourists, the sticky honey roast and pile 'em up might benefit from a slightly lighter sauce.
Sounds like they treated you to a feast. Have you tried all Mondstadt's signature meat dishes?
I've certainly tried all the red meat dishes. I think I've had enough calories to sustain 3 days of vigorous work, so I've had to decline all subsequent dining invitations. To be honest, I can still taste the grease. There must be a way to cleanse my palate.
She wants coffee. I didn't read what I clicked. Is that a gift from the Knights?
Indeed it is. The Knights codenamed Hazelnut 3 and Hazelnut 5 gave me this crest. I must say, it's exquisite. They told me the design has only just been finalized. Apparently, it's only presented to important guests. They said they're making a badge for you, too, but it hasn't been finished yet.
Hazelnuts? Why have I never heard of these two? The Knights of Favonius really is a big organization?
You're not wrong. I guess it's similar to how I can't remember the name of every clerk in the Palais Mermonia. But I'm certain you'll get to know them in time. They're clearly seasoned veterans. Even though they work desk jobs, they still turn up in full armor. After handling my affairs, they headed to the tavern for a gathering, saying they wanted to continue last night's duel and determine who had the highest alcohol tolerance. Drinking barrels of beer the night before, yet being able to work with clear minds the next day. Whew.
That's just how Mondstadt is. Mondstadters like nothing more than to unwind with a drink after work.
So what you're saying is, while Mondstadters may seem carefree, they actually have an admirable ability to know their limits when it comes to drinking.
Some. Press on the table. Mondstadt scenery. Haven't seen much of Mondstadt yet.
I've seen a little. I took a stroll around the city the first day I got here. Navia's done some rather extensive research on this place. Many of the scenes and illustrations for the tabletop troupe were inspired by views of Mondstadt. However, the way she describes the atmosphere in her world building is quite different from the real Mondstadt. The deepest impression I've got since arriving here is one of swords and shields.
Swords and shields? Why is that?
Perhaps because I've mostly just visited the blacksmith and the training grounds. Recently, the newer weapons and armor produced in Mondstadt have been created using a completely different heat treatment process from those in Fontaine, with a higher carbon content in the surface layer. While this has slightly reduced their overall toughness, their impact resistance has greatly improved. These newer weapons give off a smell like overbrewed coffee.
I can't say I've noticed. That's quite a comparison. We still make the same weapons everywhere.
Perhaps it's because that scent gave me such a positive first impression. You see, Fontaine's signature metalwork is often coated with a protective agent that contains Marcotte. Over time, the faint fragrance becomes overly sweet. And for some reason, it makes my teeth feel funny. I don't imagine the scent of Mondstadt's swords and shields would cause the same level of irritation.
Well, I've definitely learned something new today. I never realized there was so much complexity to how swords are made.
Of course, there is a solution to this problem. The next time you find yourself in Fontaine, there's another protective agent I can recommend. One that's as neutral as water, without any excess fragrance. If you also dislike being bombarded with sweetness, this protective agent should suit you well.
What is it? Nothing too sweet. Surprisingly, Clorence's first positive impression of Monster was one of Sword and Shields. She doesn't seem to favor overly sweet fragrances, preferring aromas with a salty tint. Perhaps I can try dusting the rim of the glass with star salt. Thanks, War Stangy. Sounds like Laurent has exceptionally keen sense of taste, preferring drinks with a hint of sourness. While berries are sweet with a hint of sour, while wolf hooks are just the opposite, sour with a hint of sweet. I think she might prefer the latter. Balance's key. The crest is a souvenir that the knights gave to Clorent. Clorent doesn't usually drink, but out of respect for her Mondstadt opponent, she's at least willing to try. Still, I better not overdo things. A regular caramel blaze would be too much. I should downsize things a bit. Similar taste to Emily. Clorent seems to admire Emily. They appear to have similar preferences when it comes to drinks. Maybe that's something to take into account. How should I approach this? A light base. Emily likes milk tea, and that last drink was also built around a light base. I should ask Lauren if she liked it. Is there new? Emily style. Emily likes to drink tea. How about you?
Are you already planning the details of our hypothetical get-together? Based on my previous experiences with alcohol, I guess my tolerance is similar to Emily's. Fruit liqueur is probably my limit. So when the time comes, I think you'd be best off mixing similar drinks for the both of us.
Can't tolerate fruit liqueur. Fire water used in the caramel blaze has far too much of a kick. How about replacing the fire water with something fruitier? I think I'll come up with a drink that will be more to your liking. Please wait a moment.
All right. I'll make sure I'm mentally prepared. Even if it's still a bit strong, I'll do my best to finish it.
Fruit wine, caramel, wolf. Okay, I didn't use karma, I guess, for... any signs? Properly. A tiny one. A star salt. Leisure Time Lightning. Based on Cameral Blaze, this novel cocktail was concocted especially for Clorand after visiting Mondstadt with impressions. It's not based on that anymore. After visiting Mondstadt with impressions shaped by a tabletop troop, the Lightning Swift Champion Duelist is especially sensitive to the metallic notes, showing a clear preference for flavors with a hint of salt. In her everyday choice, she also favors drinks with a gentle tartness to cut through richness. For most bartenders, balancing these two demands will require extreme care, but after honing your craft at the Angel's Share in the flagship, you can precisely control every note in the cup. To help Clorand get into a relaxed mood in her tour of Mondstadt, you'll wonder if calling this Leisure Time Lightning might be a good choice.
Alright, this new creation is called Leisure Time Lightning. A cocktail made exclusively for champion duelists. Enjoy!
Have you added fruit wine? It tastes wonderful. This is ideal for me. There's a subtle saltiness that combines well with the tartness of the fruit and the sweetness of the caramel. Each sip balances delicately on the edge of perfection. The color of the wine also fits well with the name, and the lightning imagery contrasts with the fiery nature of the caramel glaze. But where does the leisure time part come in?
Don't you find Mondstadt to be a leisurely place? Taking it easy is what traveling is all about.
I see. That certainly matches the impression this cocktail gives me. Its unique aroma and taste will hold a special place in my memories of Mondstadt.
I'm glad you like it. Your satisfaction is my motivation.
Do you think, if the chance were to present itself, you'd be interested in mixing drinks somewhere else? A cafe, for instance, or the Hotel de Boer.
Why do you ask?
Mostly for Navia and Miss Farina's sake. Though obviously I'd be more than happy to try more of your masterpieces myself.
Of course, I love to let everyone have a taste. It's hard to say right now, but who knows what the future holds.
I understand. I won't try to strong-arm you. In any case, I truly appreciate your hospitality. Thanks to you, whether I'm summarizing the key lessons from my exchange with Miss Eula, or discussing strategy with the Knights of Favonius, I'll be in my best condition.
I'm getting tired. It's too much dialogue. It's nice, but kind of long. 2 more. Cool weather, good mood. A bright red hat and curious eyes peek out from behind the counter. Hearing the buzz, Mondstadt's strongest fighter has dropped by to check out the drink stand. Click. Cocoa milk with caramel.
Is that Mr. Honorary Knight? Yippee! It's you!
No, I haven't really talked to her. Hey, it's Klee. Customer Klee.
Auntie Eula told Klee that Miss Hertha had found someone amazing to help out. Seeing you here, Mr. Honorary Knight, Klee knows this must be the best drink stand in all of Teyvat.
So kind of you to say, Klee. That's the ultimate goal. So kind of you to say, Klee. I'm working hard to become the best.
You mean
Like
this
no one
stand
ever
isn't
was.
already the best? Well, out of all the drink stands Klee's ever visited, Mr. Honorary Knight's is easily the best. And no matter what drinks Mr. Honorary Knight makes, Klee will definitely think they're yummy.
This time, Klee, I need you to be a little tougher on me. This time you can criticize me all you like.
Oh, you want me to be mean? But Klee could never be mean to you. Let me think. I know! I'll pretend to be Albedo! Whenever
that's not
Albedo
mean.
reviews Timaeus' work, his face goes super serious. And Klee can hear every word he says.
Brilliant. Then you keep me my teacher. Then you can be Master Alchemist Klee.
Get ready for Klee's super amazing order! These past few days, I've been having such a blast with Mom all day long! It's been so much fun! Even being sent to solitary confinement couldn't wipe the smile off my face. So, Klee wants to order a fair weather frolic. Anything like a bright sunny day will definitely put Klee in a super duper mood.
Got it, Miss Klee. I'll get right on it. There's two Master Alchemist Klee. I'll get right on it.
I wonder what it'll taste like.
Tea, caramel, and we'll cook. Small bits. Properly. Double wall glass. Garnish anything. All berry are sweet. For weather frolic, a soft drink you'll find at drink stands everywhere. Sweet, tangy, and loved by all. Still striking the perfect balance between tangy and sweet takes a practice paint.
Your fair weather frolic is here. Go on, give it a try.
Wow! So, a fair weather frolic is this color? Purple sky. Is it supposed to be a bright, shiny night?
Maybe it's supposed to be a cloudless sky at dusk. It's not the most fitting color. How about make a few changes?
Klee will take a sip first. Then you can think about it more carefully. Ah, finished! Yummy! Both sweet and sour. If Klee drank this while eating grilled fish, I could definitely gobble down 2, or 3, or 4, or even 5! But one drink isn't enough. Klee wants to try a drink that tastes like cake.
Roger that. How about a cake in a cup? Alright, get ready for another super yummy drink. Any flavor Klee wants, she can have.
Klee doesn't know what drink to choose. Why don't we decide together, Mr. Honorary Knight?
Scheduling 3 daily meals. Speaking of food, I hope you're getting your 3 square meals a day.
3 square meals? Klee often eats 5 meals a day. Sometimes even 7.
Seriously?
Adventuring takes a lot of energy, and if I eat too much at once, I can't run so well. So, it's better to eat lots of smaller meals. Albedo used to prepare all Klee's meals, and my lunchbox was always arranged so neatly, just like a pretty painting.
That sounds like a bit alright. I'd like to try Albedo's cooking sometime.
When Albedo's busy at Dragonspine, Klee goes to eat with the other Knights of Favonius. Kaya's camp is usually the neatest, while Amber sometimes camps in the trees. It's so much fun. Oh, and Auntie Hertha makes the best food. When my mom comes back, there'll be even more yummy food to eat. There's this one dish where she takes loads of different fish and makes them into little pudding cubes. It's called rainbow fish jelly.
It doesn't sound good. You're making me hungry. Great food from Great Adventure.
Her Chocogo Crunchy Slices are fantastic too. It's her newest creation made with chocolate and cookies. They're a little bitter, but they're crunchy. They smell scrumptious, and they have a really sweet aftertaste. Whenever I eat them, I feel so full of energy. Next time, Klee will have to bring some for you to try.
Still planning to eat later? Do you plan to eat anything else today?
Yeah, when Klee gets back home, I'm gonna eat some salted nuts while reading my book. Klee used to eat cake after dinner, but Master Jean said it's too sugary, and it's not good to eat sugary things before bed. Apparently, it makes you chubby and gives you toothaches. So, Mom got some advice from Auntie Barbie, and now she gives me nuts instead. She says they help my brain remember things better. Nuts don't have much flavor. It's like chewing on grass, but they're okay if you add a little salt.
That sounds like a great solution, nutritious and healthy. Next course of action. Do you have any other plans for today?
Yeah, Mom gave me an amazing book recently. She said I have to read one chapter every night, learn something useful, and then go to bed early. That book taught Klee how to make something called propellant. Now Jumpy Dumpty can go Fwah! And bounce even higher.
Is there really something you should be learning? Is it that easy to do?
It's not hard at all. In fact, it's a lot like making bombs. You just have to be careful when trimming it down. It's like sharpening a pencil that could suddenly go boom. Bedtime's an important part of Klee's schedule, too. Mom sits by my side and tells me all kinds of wonderful stories. She has a lamp made of gemstones, and when she turns it on, it goes kabling and lights up the ceiling.
Does the ceiling show scenes from the stories?
Yeah! When something happens in the story, the lights on the ceiling make pretty pictures. Sometimes Mom falls asleep before the story ends, so Klee has to tuck her in instead. As soon as Klee learns how to use the lamp, I can come tell you stories, Mr. Honorary Knight.
That sounds great. I'll be waiting.
Klee has memorized so many wonderful stories, enough to make everyone happy every day.
Candy on the table. The candy you've brought with you looks very special.
This stuff? Mom taught me how to make it using the alchemy bench. A dash of sugar, then a lot more sugar, then some flowers from Mom's friend in Fontaine, star honey from Auntie Barbie, and finally, some magical jam from Auntie Tavia. Put everything together on the alchemy table, wish for the shape you want, then recite Mom's incantation, and poof! Dodoco-shaped candy!
That's quite the process. What an amazing treat.
Klee can give you some Dodoco candy too if you want. And if you really like them, I can even teach you my mom's incantation. That way, you could make your own candy whenever you want.
Thanks for sharing your amazing recipe, Klee. I worked really hard to learn how to do it.
If you get stuck, remember to come ask Klee. When it comes to magical candy, I'm an expert.
Candy. sweet candy. Cleo brought some of the candy that Alice taught her how to make. They're made with care and look appetizing. I'm sure they must taste good too. From the looks of it, Cleo seems to be partial to very sweet candy. What if I topped her drink with candy? It would make perfect garnish, adding both flavor and flair. She'll stay up late. Cleo can miss her bedtime, so something overly stimulating probably isn't the best. That rules out tea. Isn't tea supposed to be soothing? Perhaps can replace the tea with milk? Yeah, I add a lot of sugar. Shouldn't have too much sugar. Cleo can't have too much sugar before bed, so she has to eat nuts instead of her favorite desserts. Last drink contained caramel, which is way too sweet, so I have to take it out. But then the drink feels incomplete. Like chocolate. Cleo mentioned her daily meal time. It seems she really likes Alice's peculiar cooking. She told me about chococo crunchy slices. I have some cocoa here made from cacao, just like chocolate. I thought those were just different names for chocolate. It's just like it's not actual chocolate. How about I turn the cocoa into flakes and then swap them for the wolf hooks? No? But Cleo likes sweets. It's certainly a lot less sweet without caramel, but the mouthfeel isn't quite there. Perhaps there's some other healthier option that can lend the drink a little sweetness. Let's talk to Cleo again. Healthy sugars. There must be some ingredients that are both healthy and sweet.
Oh yeah! Cleo still wants to eat sweet things, like cake, for example. Maybe we could just go easy on the cream? Or add more fruit? Oh, right! That friend of Mom's who's always wearing glasses gave her a big bag of Fontanian Buell fruit. They're so round and rolly. Cleo ate a whole bunch of those, and they were super sweet. But Master Jean said it was okay, because sweet fruit isn't the same as sweet sugar. So if Cleo really has to eat nuts, maybe I can just soak them in some fruit juice first?
Healthy sugars. Perfect. Cleo likes both fruits from Fontaine just as well as juice. A little fermented fruit juice should help compensate for some of the lost sweetness. Isn't the fermented alcoholic? Alright, I think I know how to improve that drink. Let me mix another one for you.
Yeah, that was quick. Clee's looking forward to finding out how tasty your next concoction is.
Milk, fermented fruit, cocoa. And size. And tasty. It's faster. Any classic glass. That one. I don't think we use that. That's more like a milkshake glass. And the Doko candy. Fairweather Frolic Special Blend. Based on the Fairweather Frolic, this novel cocktail was concocted especially for Cleo. The original Fairweather Frolic had a purple hue, but it wasn't quite cheerful enough. So let's add a touch of sunshine and a few fluffy clouds to capture the warm, happy feeling. Sweetness is a must, but staying healthy matters too. That's why the juice was carefully chosen with Master Jin's approval, with sweetness coming from both fruits. And most important of all, Dodoko candy. Its tasty magic has to be placed right at the center of the clouds.
Ta-da! It's done! I just know you're going to love this new creation.
Wow! There's Dodoko candy on top! There's so much orange in this cup, and Dodoko looks like he's lying on top of white fluffy clouds. And the weather inside looks much better, too.
Would you like to taste it?
Yummy! It's so delicious! Klee has to drink slowly. I can't just gulp it down, or I'll miss all the yummy flavor. Mr. Honorary Knight, this is amazing! It's like you mixed sunshine with juice! Klee was so tired from playing, but now I feel refreshed. And warm. And peaceful. Oh! You're the best, Mr. Honorary Knight.
How about you choose a name for this drink, Lee? I'm sure you'll come up with something amazing.
Really? Let me think. When the weather's nice and Dodoko's happy, Dodoko will want to sing, right? And when Dodoko sings, Klee wants to sing too. So, let's call it Dodoko's Duet.
What a wonderful name. Your names are the best.
Thank you. And thanks for making such a yummy drink for Klee. Klee's gonna go tell Mom that the best drink in Mondstadt right now is Dodoko's Duet.
I'm glad you like it. I passed your test, Miss Klee.
Klee's gonna write down Mom's incantation and give you a copy, Mr. Honorary Knight. Then you should learn magic too, so you can make all the candies you want. See you next time!
Okay, one more. And then we go to the next challenge. Okay, the Great Masters composed the challenge. Heavy footsteps echo from afar. Even before the broad-shouldered figure comes into view, you steer yourself behind the counter. The most seasoned drinker in Mondstadt has arrived to put your mixology skills to the test. But does he have refined taste, or he just likes strong stuff?
Ha! So Hertha's even roped our honorary knight into helping with this little venture. Now that I'm finally free to relax, it's time to start doing just that.
And here as a willing employee this time, I'm a hotshot mixologist, no matter how you look at it.
Can't wait to see your skills in action. Give me something that goes well with casual conversation, but still packs a punch.
Are you sure those requirements don't clash? Is this some sort of test?
Of course they don't clash. A drink that packs a punch means you have to drink it slowly. And if you want to chat, then it has to go down smooth. So, something with a sweet aftertaste. A conversational connoisseur requires the perfect balance. The most suitable choice on this menu would be the Thorny Lake. It's a drink with a real kick that you can find in almost every bar. It's not enough to know the recipe, though. The key is in the mixing. Some bartenders choose to stick to the tried and tested basics, while others like to add their own personal flair.
Alright, I'll give it my best shot. I'll quickly learn the recipe and then give it a whirl.
That's the spirit! Now, show me what you've got.
For water, fizzy water, and cocoa. Small bits. Master Goblet. And garnish. Vessels. Thorny Lake, a classic drink that traces its origin through Fontaine's fissures, but on a base of fiery water, with cocoa adding a hint of sweetness. Its sparkling fizz pricks the palate like countless tiny spikes, delivering a lingering tingle. After rising to popularity in Fontaine, it quickly swept across the valley, becoming one of the enduring classics among specialty drinks.
Grandmaster, I hereby present you with this Thorny Lake for your enjoyment and assessment.
Well, the color and aroma are certainly on point, but as for the balance of flavors, I'll just have to taste it and find out. Not bad. You haven't overdone or skimped on any single ingredient, though unfortunately, it's a little too, polite for my tastes.
Polite? How can a drink be polite? Is this some kind of riddle?
Perhaps I should have said modest. You followed the formula to a T, but if anything, you've played it a little too safe. Were you worried that deviating just a little might disappoint me?
That's exactly what happened. I didn't want you to disappoint the experts.
Hey, we fought side by side and dealt with things that even gods were loath to meddle with. Ours is a friendship forged in the margins between life and death. That said, if you ask me, you can ditch the nerves and work your mixologist magic. I'm looking for something that shocks the senses.
Alright, I'll get the creative juices flowing. Thanks for your encouragement. I'm ready to go all out.
Mull it over. There's no rush. We can chat while you think. Who knows? You might just find some inspiration to mix in with your magic.
Garden atmosphere. Drinking in a garden feels different from a tavern, right? Given the environment, why not try something with a floral twist?
Ha! I like your style. Speaking of this garden, it brings back memories of something that happened many years ago. When I was young, I liked to find ruined guards to test my fighting skills, both armed and unarmed. Once, I failed to take down a stray missile, and it ended up destroying a watchtower on the city walls. As punishment, I had to run 50 laps around the city, repair the watchtower, and help rebuild the shattered walls in this garden.
Sounds like caused quite a fuss. It's hard to imagine you getting disciplined so severely.
Indeed. Among the misadventures of my youth, this is one of the most memorable ones. Mostly because that day, Crepus saw me covered in dirt. He took 2 bottles of 100-year-old wine and sent D-Luke, who looked even younger than Mika does today, to work out a clever way to get rid of Faru, who was guarding me. It was so hot that day, I could swear I was about to pass out. On a whim, I picked some mint leaves, put them in one of the wine bottles, and the result turned out to be surprisingly tasty. After Crepus tried it too, he was full of praise. He even wrote up an official recipe for my spontaneous creation. His customers loved it. Several summers passed, and Crepus kept writing letters about giving me a share of the profits, as though I could possibly accept.
That must have been so long ago, long before I came to Mondstadt.
Yes, good old Crepus. Faru retired years ago, but he still gives me a stern stare every time we meet. He's a stubborn one. D-Luke, who replaced him, and then Kaya, who took over later, both performed impeccably. Changing times will always belong to the youth. He should have admitted defeat long ago. When I get the chance, I'll have Kaya show him the amazing progress the cavalry company has made.
Flaws of the current drink. Besides being too polite, are there any other issues with my Thorny Lake?
Well, let me think. I guess you could say it lacks impact. Even when following the same recipe, the techniques used to mix different ingredients can affect the taste. Sometimes, deliberately creating layers between spirits can bring out the different waves as each one hits the taste buds in sequence. In this regard, too, you've taken quite a tentative approach. Why not be a little bolder?
I think I understand. I didn't pay enough attention to these details before.
Ha ha ha. You catch on quickly. No need to explain further.
This B2 channel, glass on the table. This massive tank card.
Pretty awesome, huh? It's like a hammerhead that you can fill with wine when you're not using it to pound in nails. It was a gift. Hoffman came up with the idea, Charles supplied the design, Wagner helped cast it. And about 10 or so knights chipped in to pay for the materials. They've been waiting to have a good drink with me, and this is my crucial weapon to aid me in a fair duel with them all.
Fair duel.
I'm the Grand Master, after all. I've been drinking a lot longer than them. I've practiced more assiduously, and I have a bit more meat to absorb the blows. So it's only fair to my subordinates that I drink a teensy bit more per round. Wouldn't you agree?
That's a little more than just teensy. I think you may have got your handicaps the wrong way around.
Of course, some of them have been training as long as I have, and those ones won't be getting any special treatment. Take Hazelnut 3 and Hazelnut 5, for example. Both were skilled warriors who helped me deal with Eric back in the day. Nowadays, I have them helping Jean with miscellaneous duties. At today's after-work cooldown, they insisted on trying to keep pace. In the end, they lost our game of darts and ended up passed out on the floor. I've already told Jean that I won't be approving their leave request for tomorrow, no matter what.
Events are often held here. Anyway, on the subject of this garden, it's become a popular venue for hosting events.
It's a treasured place that the Knights of Favonius have maintained for years. So it makes sense that it's become the go-to location for organizing such things. I heard that while the expedition was underway, you were a great help in giving those left behind the opportunity to put their energy to good use. Sometimes, I look through the photos I've been given from those events. Though unfortunately, there aren't enough to include everybody. My conclusion is that Mondstadt needs to do more to popularize the camera.
Welcome a lot. Tastes a bit too gentle. To be honest, as someone who doesn't drink much, I'm still a little confused. Marco mentioned the impact of layering on the texture of the finished drink. He also said I was being quite tentative. Perhaps he meant the drink was too evenly mixed. In which case, I should try shaking it a little more softly when mixing. Can I go? Park has high tolerance for alcohol. His oversized tankard was a gift from the Knights to their Great Master. Varka seems to like it very much. Considering his well-known drinking prowess, it only makes sense to present him his drink in this tankard. Memories from mint and fine wine. Here we have Varka's memories of mint and fine wine. It's very important. Perfect, he wanted a drink with more impact, and the crispness of the mint should give it some punch. What if I replace the cocoa with mint? Varka missed a lot. He's missed so many festivals and major events. I'm sure Varka still feels a bit of regret. If the Grand Master hadn't gone away on an expedition, he would probably have organized many events himself. I wonder how they might have turned out then. If Varka were here, can't help but wonder, would all the events he organized involve drinking wine? Maybe I should ask him, who knows, he might spark some new inspiration. I wonder how the events might have turned out if you were here and not away on the expedition.
If I were in charge of organizing events? Well, I suppose everyone would revolve around fine wine, or at the very least, there would be some sort of tasting involved. For example, we could go all in on this drink stand and open it to the whole city, with every company of the Knights selecting one or more mixologists to compete against each other.
I should have guessed, that's exactly your style.
It's only a thought. Can't let things get too out of hand. If I were to actually throw a grand banquet, Jean would come after me with her sword drawn. Even Frederica would launch a punitive expedition. While in nod-krai, we had a rule that knights must never get drunk while at their posts. Otherwise, it could lead to dereliction of duty with serious consequences.
That sounds like a sensible rule. Fun shouldn't get in the way of important matters.
Exactly. As expedition members return to their companies, my hope is that this rule will gradually spread to everyone in Mondstadt too. Just like firewater and smetana, these nod-krai delicacies have made their way into Mondstadt's households and become part of people's daily lives. Young people need to learn restraint.
They know had that side of you. The fabled seasoned drinker is self-control.
At the end of the day, no one should be biting off more than they can chew. Unless it's someone near my level, they shouldn't even be thinking about enjoying a light buzz when they've still got work to do. Most people would just end up a whole lot drunker than they'd like. You should come practice with me on weekends. Trust me, once I've drunk them under the table, they'll be swearing off wine for a whole week.
Why did the people say don't believe in fables? If the Grand Master organized events. Okay, I'm gonna pause up here a bit. My dog's calling me. I'll be back shortly. Okay, I'm back. I need to stretch my back as well. Talked about nod-krai delicacies. In the end, we discussed events in Varka's usual style. And then the conversation turned to the delicacies of nod-krai, smetana in particular. Varka seems to have left with a positive impression of smetana. I'll see if I can use some in his drink. I remember I looked it up, but I don't remember what that was. Smetana. The good news is, I think I know what to make for you. Can I borrow your hammer, please?
Huh? Oh, feel free. Whatever you're about to do, I've got a feeling I've hit the jackpot.
For water, smetana, me. Any size. Check chain pudding. Grandmasters Mega 10 cards. Any garnish. Let's have the same one. Was mint. Lemon. Let's go with that star. Thorny Lake Special Blend, based on a Thorny Lake. This novel cocktail was concocted especially for Varka. Having tasted countless fine drinks, the Green Master invites you to go all out and let your creativity run free. So you launch an unconventional kind of offensive just for him. The first impact comes from mint's cool freshness and herbal notes, striking the palate on entry. Carefully preserved layers, then moved in to mask the raw strength of the firewater at the core, delivering a decisive blow. Finally, smetana brings up the rear, anchoring the finish with precision and leaving no loose ends. Well, whether this bold, multi-layered experience will satisfy the Grandmaster, only he can say.
Here you go, Grandmaster. A cocktail just for you. I guarantee you won't find this one too polite.
Such a spirited drink. How did you make this? What a burning scent of firewater. Oh, it's as if the very air were about to ignite. This is more like it.
Isn't he supposed to drink slowly, he said?
Perfection. It's clear that once you let go of your inhibitions, your talents really shine through. That first hint of mint is like a cooling feint that masks the firewater underneath. By the time the sweetness dissipates, the firewater is already slipped in behind your guard, ready to deliver a powerful strike of intense flavor. Oh, it's exactly the impact I was hoping for.
And that's topped off with a hint of smetana, so the aftertaste won't feel too light.
That's the most ingenious part. Firewater's greatest flaw is a lack of aftertaste, but the smetana perfectly maintains the flavor at the peak of its intensity.
All this praise making my cheeks red. The real inspiration came from everything you said.
It's hard to imagine something this good was created by a mixologist who doesn't even drink firewater. I think it has the potential to become a firm favorite in Mondstadt and nod-krai.
The Navaborius symbol is a wolf, while the Knights of Avonius are as sturdy as Iron. How about calling this ring an Iron Wolf?
Iron Wolf. Oh, perfect. It's elegant, yet wild. Only you could come up with such a fitting name. Oh, I have an idea. Why don't we name our Knights of Favonius' drink stand after you? Let's call it the Honorary Knights Cocktail Shack. No time to waste. I'll go have a word with Glenfidia right away.
I thought maybe we'll meet Amber here, since we couldn't start this before starting the other quest.
Hey there, traveler! All wrapped up for the day? Paimon hears you did a great job holding down the fort while she was out delivering drinks with Glenfidia.
I've been feeling inspired. I got some great ideas from chatting with everyone.
Whatever the reason, the Honorary Knight is clearly one of the most talented mixologists in Mondstadt. Considering how short a time he's been doing this, I believe that someday he has the potential to give the legendary bartender at the Cat's Tail a run for her money.
I fully support your decision, Grandmaster. The Honorary Knight has really put in the hard yards. The drink stand will remain open for a little while longer to provide a proper welcome to our returning expedition members. Then, once we locate suitable premises, we also plan to look at operating a permanent service.
Hooray! Everyone in the Knights of Favonius will get to drink all the delicious cocktails they like!
Nothing short of what I'd expect from a true disciple of Hertha. You've really considered this thoroughly, Glenfidia.
Also, if I may, Honorary Knight, regarding the special cocktails you've developed, would you mind leaving the recipes with us? We'd like to add them to the official menu.
Of course, the way everyone can try them, it would be selfish not to.
Paimon feels like there's something you still want to say. Let Paimon have a guess. Based on your personality, you probably want to introduce the origin of each different cocktail. That way, customers will know who inspired you to create these amazing drinks.
Around the more, Paimon, you know me so well, Paimon. I think that's what everyone would want, right?
No problem at all. If you need, I can even have someone draft the paperwork on your behalf to secure you the rights to these new recipes.
I hope when we recruit some new bartenders, they'll be able to learn from your incredible skills. Even if they can't quite match your work, if they could be 2/3 as good, that would still make them industry leaders.
Ah, Kaya wasn't there. Ah, you're here now? Glenfidia. Think on our nights, Lady Paimon. We'll keep the drink stand going from here on out. You can count on us. You've got this. That's right, you're doing a great job, Glenfidia. From now on, let's call you the Cocktail Knight. Next time we meet, Paimon, bet your skills will be even better. What an excellent title. I'll wear it with pride. It's a bit weird that the military or the police is planning on opening a permanent drink stands. There's a reward or no? Oh, I got one of each. Ah. Approval. Okay, I think it's the same thing I read before. I got those as well. Souvenir from Klee during your time helping run the night's drink stand. Put everything together on the alchemy table, wish for shaped ones, say mom's magic words, and poof, the dog-shaped candy. As expected of a creation by Miss Alice, even using ingredients common across the vat, it holds a wonderfully complex sweetness. Take a small bite and you can almost hear the echo of a sweet magic incantation in your mind. Unfortunately, the supply is limited, better keep one as a souvenir. And they're all things for us to put up at our home. And now this one doesn't really have anything saying here. This doesn't have a quest to start. Still feel like it could have gone a bit further. The acting Grandmaster's sword pressure could have felt more imposing. Ideally, it would have felt as if a single slash could split a mountain in two. Then it would truly live up to her name, the Lionfang Knight. From a moral standpoint, I agree, but in terms of presentation, I say the current level of artistic refinement is already more than enough. When she agreed to let us put her image into the minigame, I doubt she expected us to go this over the top. Hey, what are you two chatting about? Perfect timing, Honor and Night. Paimon wants to try out the Cavalry Company's nightly play. Why does it have nightly in the name? How is it different from normal play? Basically, it's a kind of live combat experience, mixing Mondstadt style costumes and sets with Fontaine's film tech. Once you step onto the set, you fight powerful enemies and get a taste of what larger-than-life heroism you hear about in stories. As for the nightly part in battle, once your faith reaches a certain point, you can summon a shadow of the Lionfang Knight. This will allow you to use the Dandelion's sword pressure to send waves of wind sweeping across the battlefield, felling evil foes like leaves scattering before a storm. The Lionfang Knight, isn't that Jean? It sounds like you really look up to her. Indeed, this project was originally meant to be a simple opportunity for friendly sparring. Returning knights need a chance to relax, but if they don't practice, they'll soon lose their edge in battle. But then Hedwig came up with the idea of adding the Shadow of the Lionfang Knight to spice things up a little bit. I thought it sounded fun, so I helped put a few words from the sidelines. We really owe it to Captain Kaya. The expedition's themes being always so long. I just wanted everyone to see how much stronger the acting remaster has become. Her administrative skills are flawless, and her combat skills have reached heights us regular knights can only dream of. Oh, that's so thoughtful of you, Hedwig. I'm super curious to know what Dandelion's sword pressure looks like. Pam and I want to try it out display. Let's witness the Shadow of the Lionfang Knight in action. I feel relieved knowing you two are here in the audience for our nightly play. If you just follow me over here. Hope you enjoy the interactive performance. And he's gone. Let's talk to Horkin first then. Greetings, Honor Knight. I'm Horkin, Cavalry Company liaison to the General Affairs Company. Is there anything I can help you with besides the play? Tell me more about the General Affairs Company. Oh, so you're interested in the first company. In that case, please allow me to give a brief overview. The General Affairs Company is responsible for planning and organizing Mondstadt's general affairs, things like economic output, enforcement of regulations, city management, those sort of things. Because of that, most of their duties involve a lot of paperwork. As a liaison, my role is to assist Captain Kaya in coordinating cooperation between the General Affairs Company and our own. Sounds like a pretty close position. Doesn't look like your duties are stressing you out. You're not wrong. The pay is good, the hours are reasonable, and most of the time I get to deal with the friendly, welcoming citizens of Mondstadt. It's a very enjoyable role. That said, if you have any friends who want to join Knights of Avonius, it's probably best not to aim straight for the first company. Why is that? And there are too few openings. At present we prioritize recruiting knights who sustain combat injuries and can no longer serve at full strength on the front lines. As for full-time clerks, they are required to pass rigorous professional qualifying exams It's fair to say that anyone training from a young age to become a knight rarely has the time to study to that level of specialized knowledge. Comfortable, well-paid positions are something you earn through proven ability and conviction. They're not easy roles to get. So, what's your situation? What's Hedwig's situation? Your parents know Hedwig too? Well, no, damn, I want to check that all. Yes, our families used to live one floor apart. When Hedwig was 7, her parents went abroad. After that, something must have happened because there's been no word of them since. My family took her in. She stayed with us until she grew up. Found work, and moved out on her own. Even though we always treat her like one of the family, when a child's real parents are gone, often the emptiness that's left behind can be filled by anything else. I think that may be why she so deeply admired Commander Gunhilder. Both of them deeply admires. I'm not quite finding the logic here. It's just a guess, really. At first, she may have simply hoped that her mother was as brave as the other knight, that her parents' long silence meant they were fighting some dark forces somewhere where they have met an unfortunate end. And she probably wished that she herself could become as strong as the Lion Fang Knight, strong enough that one day she could overcome every obstacle and travel abroad to find her parents. Later on, influenced by the two commanders Gunhilder, she must have let go of some of those dreams. What remained was a single conviction to fight for Mondstadt. That's why she pushed herself so hard to join the Knights of Favonius, why she threw herself into duty without regard for her own safety, doing everything she could to eliminate danger whenever it appeared. As her younger brother, I figured I should do everything to keep her from getting herself killed, so I followed her into service with the Knights. And put like that, I still don't quite get it. Well, I've gone on long enough. Thanks for listening so patiently. It's truly an honor. If you'd like to know more about General's Affairs Company, feel free to come by another time. We can prepare some documents and go over everything in detail. So, what's your situation? My situation isn't too bad. During engagement with a pair of Eyes of the Storm, both my legs were broken, compound fractures. After years of recovery, I can walk just fine, but I can no longer charge, much less fight shoulder to shoulder with my comrades. That's how I became a liaison. Have you considered using prosthetics? He can walk. That's not a bad idea. If I could find a suitable model, and my comrades don't mind someone slightly weaker fighting besides them, I wouldn't mind trying it out. The way even the lunatic Hedwig ever returns to the front lines, I'll at least be able to keep an eye on her and spare my parents some worry. Yes, our families used to live one floor apart. When Hedwig was 7, parents went abroad. Same thing. Let's do her in, stage she grew up. Real life family. Just a guess, really. At first, okay. Why do we start with something different and we go to the same one? What's Hedwig's situation? Her situation is a little different. She transferred directly from the Cavalry Company to the General Affairs Company. Her unit discovered 2 inactive ring guards concealed in the bushes next to a major road. While attempting to neutralize the threat, the ring guards suddenly reactivated. She and 2 comrades covered the unit's retreat, sent word for reinforcements, and held their ground until Commander Gunhilder arrived. It took over a year for her comrades to recover, but Hedwig returned to duty just after 3 months. She was determined to eliminate the threat completely, so she returned to investigate the area where the ring guards had been. This led her to a small, extremely dangerous domain. Another brutal fight ensued, and one that required Commander Gunhilder's intervention yet again. This time half her internal organs were damaged beyond use. The fact she survived at all was a miracle. She'll need at least another 5 years to recover. The honors and rewards she received are scant recompense for the pain it caused my parents. As our families live for port. Okay, one more. Sounds like you two are pretty close. Yes, our families actually live on floor apart. Okay, that's the same. Okay. Hello. Have experienced the nightly play on your night? Did you see the Commander Gunhilder? Sorry, the acting Ray Master's heroic visage. I'd love to talk more about it with you. About the shot of the Lion Fang Knight. Impressive, isn't it? When it comes to swordsmanship, the acting Ray Master is, to my mind, completely unmatched. Captain Kai already knows this, but Horkane probably doesn't. Before I was transferred away from the Cavalry Company, Commander Gunhilder saved my life twice. Back then, she wasn't the acting Grey Master. Even though she was still young, she could already get the better of almost every other knight, even the grizzled veterans. But she couldn't beat that thrice-damned spectre, the traitor Erok. I'll admit it, he really was something else. A real dangerous opponent. He could hold his own against Commander Gunhilder, going round after round without backward step. And if it hadn't been me, 2 strikes and I had been on the floor. I remember hearing something about the Inspector before. I never heard of him. I heard it's very little. Never heard of him, but you make him sound pretty dreadful. A villain wearing a mask of civility, that's my take. If this were an adventure story, it'd be the kind of dangerous, difficult to deal with villain that turns up in the middle chapters. Driven by a strong desire for wealth and power, he was corrupted and led astray, quietly involving himself in all sorts of unsavory schemes. His intelligence and skill at arms only compounded the danger that he posed. Anyone smart enough to match him in strategy usually had no hope of beating him in one-on-one combat. And those few commanders who could outmatch him blade to blade were often too busy with their official duties, which gave him all the room for maneuver he needed. Thinking about it now, that sapper ring he took as a bribe on its own was worth a whole year's wage for 15 knights. Think of how many defense works of public projects could have been funded. And that smug, grating voice of his, it makes my blood boil just thinking about it. Get a hold of yourself, what's done is done. Right, stay calm, Hedwig. Thankfully, in their second official duel, Commander Gunhilder dominated that slime ball. No more than expected from Commander Gunhilder, acting Grey Master and the most formidable sword fighter of the knights. Why do you only ever call Jean by her surname? Because it's a name steeped in honor. For many knights my age, that name shaped us more than words can express. We grew up on stories of the other knight. Inspired by her deeds, we strove to become Knights of Favonius, and were lucky enough to one day serve alongside the Lion Fang Knight, giving our blood and sweat to Mondstadt's defense. It makes me feel like I could become part of the legend someday. I've been fortunate in this life. I can die in battle without regrets. Don't say things like that. Couldn't not say something happier. Don't worry about me. if this world works anything like a stage play, that sort of talk will guarantee me a long and peaceful life. As soon as you make a loud declaration about dying a terrible death, the opposite is sure to happen, you see. I'll still be here with my hair's gone white. Your hair is white, and you just made the opposite declaration that you're gonna live long, so you may not. Oh, in Lao Fang's Radiant Onslaught, defeat as many enemies as possible within the time limit to achieve a higher battle rating. I like the previous one. After the challenge ends, corresponding rewards will be awarded based on battle rating. During the battle, ages will continuously accumulate over time. Defeating enemies or completing specific objectives will allow for faster accumulation of ages. Once ages reach its maximum value, you can summon the Shadow of the Lionfang Knight for support. Direct the Shadow of the Lionfang Knight to unleash powerful sword pressure strikes and deal devastating blows to enemies. The Shadow of the Lionfang Knight will circle the battlefield as it moves. By adjusting the camera, you can change the attack direction of sword pressure. When directing the Shadow of the Lionfang, weaknesses on enemies will be marked. By unleashing sword pressure to attack set weak points, you can deal massive damage. Breaking a blue weakness will reduce the enemy's HP by half, while breaking the red weakness will instantly defeat the enemy. Additionally, destroying multiple weak points with a single sword pressure release will grant extra battle rating based on the number of weak points destroyed when defeating enemies. Direct the Shadow of the Lionfang Knight to defeat enemies after achieving a certain battle rating. Its power will be further enhanced. Apply various buff effects to sword pressure to deliver even more astonishing hit effects. It's different ones. Fierce and unrelenting gales. Sharp sword pressure pierces through multiple opponents, dealing damage to all targets along a straight line. Increase multiplier, better use pyro. Oh, good. That doesn't miss. Reaction after this reaction. Main burst bonus terminated damage. Use reaction opponents. Additional ages. Okay, so you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even need those other.
Solidify!
As one with wind and cloud, burn!
Up the ante! Maria sweeping in!
The story has only just begun!
Leave it!
Wind strike!
Gather!
Burn!
On me! Up the ante! Thunder!
There's nobody.
Stabilize!
A turning point in fate! Clouds high. The birds burn!
Up the ante! Up the ante! Maria sweeping in!
Come on.
One with wind and cloud! Wind strike!
I will have order! Gather! Burn! Thunder! Maria sweeping in!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! A turning point in...
That's enough. Right. 4,000 on each. Cool. Assault from heights above. Vortex sword pressure creates a cyclone after hitting the first opponent, pulling nearby opponents towards it and grouping them together. I don't like that. Okay, I have Varka here. He jumps as well. Plunging attack. Yeah, he can do plunge attack. After activating element skill, plunge attack damage is increased. When plunge attack, okay. Yeah, those two have plungings. And he also has plunging attack. Maybe let's have a pyro one here so we can trigger explosions.
Clouds high, the birds call! Decay!
Quick as a flash! Form first! Form first! Let's move! Step aside!
Leave it to me! Wind Strider!
Bandana! Grant me strike! It's justice o'clock! Charge! Headbutt! It's justice o'clock!
Decay! New life!
As one with wind and cloud!
Yeah! Look out below! Hero incoming! Yeah!
Just hit multiple times and try to hit them properly.
Stronger!
Decay!
Clouds high, the birds come!
Boost! Heads up! Turn! Ultimate flying kick! Hey! Kapow! Hey! Headbutt!
Leave it to me! Wind Strider!
Hey! Stop! Yeah! Hero incoming!
A turning point in fate!
Okay. Next stage. Shattering sword pressure triggers an explosion after hitting the first opponent, dealing true damage to nearby opponents. Okay. After Lunar Crystallized reaction, all party members' defense increased. And what should I try to use here? Let's see.
Installation.
Yeah. A moonlit night for all.
Be cleansed. The sky's clear. The glazed moon shines.
All the light shines bright. Be gone, Shadow.
Annihilation mode.
New moons converge.
Defensive mode engage. Light the dust. Lofty wisdom will show us the way. Light the dust.
Behold, the dawn. Go get him, Aiden.
A moonlit night for all.
Installation chamber.
You got this. Be gone, Shadow.
Without further ado, the sky's clear, the glazed moon shines!
Behold, the dawn. All the lights.
Preparing for dust up. Defensive mode.
A moonlit night for all.
Divine light, shield them! Be cleansed! Light the dust! Installation chamber.
A new moon rises.
Light compels you.
Annihilation mode. Clean up. Without further ado. The sky's clear. The glazed moon shines.
Place where snow formed ranks. Sharp sword pressure. That one again. After a character is frozen in reaction, all party members' critical damage increased. Skirk. I don't remember what her moveset was. Well, I can also trigger freezing with that.
Let
Let me weave you a verse. Know my soul. Night. Power.
Time to shine! Showing you
You two! Time to end them! Rain cutter!
Mine to wield.
Witness the power of Guwa! Rain! Let my name echo in song! Strike at the sword! Power! Lolene! Eat Papa! Get him! Rain cutter! Time to end them! Let the world collide! Extinguished! Rain outlines your fate. Show no mercy!
That's okay. The vortex again, and then with the color again. Okay. Vortex Fire Warriors charge. After activating characters, after the active character consumes night soul points, attacking critical damage increase. Okay, so those two are probably better equipped than mine. Then where's she again? I just use Sitlali will have more and she'll have more.
Go! Knock them down! Fulfill our pact! Lolene, these pups wrath from the sky! Try and stop me! Show no mercy! Bullseye!
what you see.
Get to work! You two! Time! Pyroclastic surge! Take me up!
Oh, really got it.
Hold on to your hats.
Wish was that strong.
Fulfill our pact! Suffer
I
the
doubled
wrath
the
of
hit
Geek!
points
Time to
now.
say hello. Not too far.
Fire in the hole! Wrath from the skies! Rev the engine! Let's fly! Open fire! You two! Time to end them! Get to work! Pyroclastic surge! Burn it down! Wrath from the skies! Show no mercy!
Alright. Prison of Moonlight and Lightning. Okay, break those. As your character triggers lunar charge reactions, all party members' elemental mastery is increased by 300%. Okay, so you two. Then we'll bring Inefa, and then we'll bring her. Lunar charge. Yeah. There's no point bringing anybody else. Oh, it's late.
Preparing for dust up. Insulation chamber.
Rush attack! A moonlit night for all.
Observe. Be silent. Fear the dark.
Healing done! Three moons converge.
Cleanup sequence initiated. Ultimatum protocol.
The long sleep beckons. Close your eyes.
Insulation chamber.
The night cometh. Be silent. Observe. To dust. Be silent.
Surge. A moonlit night for all.
Annihilation mode.
Your blood! Blood!
Observe.
for dust up. Defensive mode.
Lash attack!
Close your eyes. Be silent. To dust. Observe. Night falls. The long sleep beckons. Close your eyes.
Midnight for all. Surge.
Ultimatum protocol.
Look, a rainbow!
Preparing for dust up. Insulation.
Beware the creatures of the night. Observe. Close your eyes.
Alright, that was pretty good. Yeah, those were quite easy. Yeah, we're done with that. Brilliant, fantastic. Okay, where do I use that? Does it show here? I'm not even sure where I equip that. Details. Let's equip. We're saying refine. No, it's on the character. Weapon. Enhance. Switch. No, there was. Where do I use that? I know I've seen that sometime, but I don't remember where. And that isn't a weapon for me to enhance or anything. It's here? Oh, weapon. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. No. There. Weapon. For appearance, the original appearance of the character is equipped up. No, what? I always click on weapon. Okay, so that can change there. Only this one. This is cool, but who should I equip that with? I don't think that one suits her that well, but from what I've seen, this is pretty decent for her. Oh, no, I can see here. Quick replace. kinda hurt. No, 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 no. She suits. What is that? Oh, she suits. What she got here? Yeah, I think those two are the most one that suit the better, and then maybe Citlali. In principle, many phenomena in this world can be called images. Therefore, the image you glimpse in the crystal ball can, in a sense, be considered an extension of physical reality. In short, even if Alice and Nicole don't acknowledge it, romance is still very much a real thing. I don't have I'm gonna leave it here for now. I don't have a longer description here. Okay. Now the last part here. Those are the story. Those I did the first part yesterday, not knowing. Most that, no matter where your journey leads, you always find yourself back amongst the dandelions, listening to the steady ring of the anvil before the city gate. Oh, hang on. The previous one? Ah, 2 and 4. Okay, 3 and 6. Nobody else here. Huh. That's a bigger bird. Now, this is not something to mess with. No discrepancies. Where's scattering? It has a... Oh, framed. Thumbsaurus. It's not a little Saurus, and you're here to play. Stay on it.
So that's where it was. Diona? What are you doing here?
I'm sorry, too.
It's my first time seeing these little guys. They're from that land, right? Oh, they're so cute. Alice put a version of the cat's tail here and asked me to run it. It has the setup I'm used to and everything. Now, all I need to do is make some drinks. And you know what? This is the perfect chance to change all the ingredients to super weird stuff. I'll get people to lose interest for sure. Looks like your campaign is going strong, huh? Even out here. Of course. The only thing missing is... the cats, actually. They seem to prefer the real cat's tail. But that's not a huge surprise. Cats are sensitive about where they live. Even if the place looks exactly the same, they'll know something's off. So, Alice said she would find different staff instead. And then these little saurians appeared. Aww. Bennett gave me a few pointers on how to get along with them. Turns out, there's not a huge difference between them and a cat or a dog. Hey! Then you should call this place the Saurian's Tail instead!
So, they were smuggled here from that one.
Huh. I think I've seen saurian-shaped cookies somewhere before, too. Maybe I should bake some to sell around here.
No one actually keeps animals here, do they?
Huh? Weird. Did monsters always raise boars around here? Found it! Barbara, over here! Coming! Oh, how did this happen?
What's the matter?
Barbara and I were just grabbing some food at Good Hunter. But then, how do I even put this? The sweet madame and sticky honey roast we ordered came to life.
Sorry, what?
So this boar was the stick honey roast?
That's right. I managed to catch the sweet madame earlier. Come on, let's wrangle this thing so we can head back and eat. Wait, what? Uh-oh. What is it? More pigeons and forest boars! The rest of our lunch is making a break for it!
What do we think? Wait, don't tell me they are living here now. Yeah, there's a couple that's usually here. Oh yeah, I should talk to them. They probably mentioned the event.
Isn't this a Fatui tent? That shouldn't be here. Wait, but there are always those two Fatui around here chatting about stuff.
You've noticed them too? I've been watching them for a long time. Not that I've overheard anything useful. Guess it's just my luck.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they seem to get information a bit slower than the Knights of Favonius. So they usually end up discussing stuff that hasn't been secret in a long time.
Have you guys ever wondered why they don't just go home? Their mission's gotta be over at this point, right?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Maybe their names got skipped over on the mission roster, so they never got new orders. That's happened to me before.
I suppose, but your experiences tend to be quite unique. It's possible the Fatui stationed them here long-term to keep an eye on things. Or maybe they volunteered for this position because they don't want to go back.
Either way, we should have Nicole take this tent down. It's making Paimon think we're gonna have to fight someone.
True, it's not like there's treasure chests here either.
I guess you're right. We don't want people getting their hopes up.
Everything was here in the center. I didn't even check the sides yet. What am I missing? No, that's the limit. I don't think I'm not seeing anything different. Flower shop, we receive fresh selection of flowers. Ah, okay, this was a bit more discreet. The other things were quite in your face.
Huh? None of these flowers look local to Mondstadt.
Oh. Ah, so that's where
Emily? Huh,
you are.
it's been a while.
Hello, you two. Looking to buy some flowers?
You're in charge of the shop?
Yes, I came to Mondstadt to collect a few samples for new scent ideas, but I wasn't finding anything. Then, this lady who called herself a mage told me she had a bunch of rare plants she was sure I'd never seen before. All I have to do is manage this flower shop, and I get to research these plants all I want.
Nice! That should help you come up with something new for sure.
If there's one trait they have in common, I think it would be the feeling of summer. Refreshing and clear, cutting through the full-bodied and dreamlike floral notes. I certainly have a lot to research, so I think I'll be here for a while. Did you need anything?
We're looking for things in here that are different from the real Mondstadt. Do you mind if we take a few pictures of these plants? Hey, since you like them so much, why don't we ask Nicole if you could preserve them in some way?
Good idea.
Really? That would be amazing. This is my payment after all. I never knew origami flowers could give off a fragrance. Fascinating.
That's from this fount. See? The winery, after traversing the world, you've come to realize that wine and wind share the same horizon. Middle crucible, obviously. This isn't used for making wine.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Something wrong, Sucrose?
Oh, no. I was just looking for a piece of alchemy equipment we needed for the event. Master Albedo has always been careful with our costs. We maximize the use of every piece of lab equipment we have. So if something hasn't been used in a while, it's usually pretty old. Take this, for example. We've used it a few times before, but we found the effectiveness and ease of use somewhat lacking, so it was sidelined quite quickly. According to the mages, it was meant to be placed in the city, but it went missing after being tossed into the magic bubble. Luckily, I found it. I just don't know why it ended up here of all places.
Well, all that matters is that you found it in the end, right? We'll contact Nicole and get her to send it back to the right spot.
Great. Thank you so much. At least I managed to track it down. Definitely not.
It can have made its way here from desert scenes.
Wow! I've never seen such a large turtle in my life. There was a time, back when I was little, when almost every child in Mondstadt had a turtle as a pet. It was quite the trend.
Oh, yeah! Gene and Diluc mentioned that a long time ago.
Wow!
I had one too, of
That's
course.
some lost lore.
Quite the hassle to take care of. Small pets like that always are.
Wait, you had one too?
Is that so strange?
Oh,
For you,
no,
lost that
of
when you
course
were
not.
cute? What should we do with this tame tortoise?
I could bring it back to the church and raise it. It can stay behind the cathedral. I'll even build it a pool. Can't be too hard to raise, right? It looks like a tough cookie.
Not happening. The next thing you know, you'll have an invasive species on your hands.
Not even a single
Just
one.
tell that mage to put it back where she found it.
Guess that's for the best.
Especially being a slow, large animal that won't jump over fences or anything.
Can't be too hard to raise, right?
Not happening.
Feels like it smelled the sea again.
Another tent? Huh. This one's kinda nostalgic too.
It's here because I refused to let that mage use my house as her playground. But we still needed an additional rest area for the guests, so we set up this tent instead.
This isn't your real house?
Looks like we can use this device to keep in touch with the mages or get some hints. Kind of like we were able to do back then, remember?
Now that you mention it, the arrangement is almost identical.
Nights on vacation, summer, the sea, and a small little wave rider. It's all taking me back.
However, you're forgetting about the part where we were stranded on a deserted island and couldn't even make it across the water. That's what stuck with me the most.
Oh, I remember. At least I wasn't dead weight in that situation.
Fun times, huh? So, the mages prepared this stuff then. Guess we should take a picture and go check in with them.
Be my guest.
You know, the expedition in Nod-krai is coming to an end, but knowing Grandmaster Varka, I imagine there will be another chance to set off in the near future. Not that I'm extending an invitation, I'm just mentioning the possibility, that's all.
Coming.
That's our honorary knight. No matter the mission, you always have a place among our ranks.
Come talk to me when you do have an official invitation, then. I have other things to do in the meantime. The intel I have on hand is pulling me in 100 different directions, but unfortunately, time off isn't one of them.
Oh sweet, he wants to go on a vacation too.
That's a shame. I take vacation whenever I can get it, and it's still never enough. I'd visit the Golden Apple Archipelago again in a heartbeat.
For once, I feel the same.
Crystal fly trap. Someone's catching crystal flies here, huh? Smart move. Cataclysm, Apocalypse. Oh, what nice names.
I heard this thing was terribly ineffective when first invented. You could only catch 10 in a week. Why, the research staff barely wanted to touch it, let alone improve it.
But for some reason, It gained traction among adventurers once it entered the market.
True, it takes time. It beats having to do it yourself, I suppose.
But there are so many crystal flies around here. Surely it's not that difficult to just do it the old-fashioned way?
It's a bit far, though. Just imagine how tiresome it was back in the day, having to come out here over and over again, and no gadget to help. Does that count as trespassing on private property, I wonder?
I suppose it hardly matters anymore. Adventurers aren't quite so keen on crystal flies nowadays.
Yeah, though.
The times, they are a-changin', eh?
So it would seem.
What are they mumbling about?
Beats me.
The times, they...
So it would...
Magic tour group. Can't believe they're all here. Ah, it's a chew on your actual bodies.
Such a succulent fragrance of grapes. Ah, this place is heaven. Had I a mouth that could move, I doubt I could resist eating them right off the vine.
This is awesome.
Whoever lives in here must be a person of means indeed. Even in a storybook world like Simulanka, we could never afford such a big estate.
Wait, but this is a world inside a story too, isn't it? Oh, hello! Is something wrong?
My apologies, but the event taking place at Dawn Winery is not open to the public quite yet. Allow me to show you around a different area.
Ah, I see. That's unfortunate.
Oh, it's Noelle! Hey there!
Oh, hello, you two.
How did you come to be stationed here?
Well, Miss Alice thought things might get complicated around here, so she said she needed someone capable who could get the job done.
So she flattered her way into dumping a bunch of work on you? Stuff that isn't even related to the Knights at all?
Oh, no. Mr. DeLuke was there too. He said he would appreciate some help guiding the tour groups from different worlds that are here to visit.
Tour groups from different worlds? Oh, right! The Golden Apple Archipelago, the Relurian Mirage, Simulanka. The gang's all here!
Should really put it to work, huh?
Oh, it's all right. I'm happy to help. Please head this way, everyone, and we'll get the tour started.
Greetings. My name is Ask Me for Directions Arnold, and I am searching for the whereabouts of a certain lovely lady.
Okay. I thought this would be shorter than the story part. Almost 4 hours. Okay, all done here. It was interesting, but then what was the point of those Tamora and the fish? And I lost the fish. Why did I lost the fish? Yeah, let me see. Do they talk about the event? Diga eu em Mila. Have you heard something about some serious happened with the higher ups. It will happen with the doctor and Marinette. Yeah, I didn't hear this though. I probably didn't hear most of what they said about everything. For this to happen just as the planning project Istusha was about to kick off. Look at you worrying over nothing again, aren't you? The Jester and the Rooster are leading the charge on the front. There's no way it could fail. No matter what happens, nod-krai, we won't affect Her Majesty that is Aritsa's great endeavor. We need only carry out our duties and wait to sing the praises of her far-sighted wisdom, you see. I hope things really do go smoothly over in Snezhnograd. Okay, so it seems they know a bit more than we do. But yeah, I think. Oh yeah, I want to check something here. Did we unlock new food here from the secret menu or something? No, no new recipes. Okay. I think this is a nice time for me to try to get a Varka with 10 wishes. No, not yet. And I'll go back to 1 wish per day now. Okay, so I'm off.
Today's recommendation is the steak.